University City, Philadelphia, for LaSalle College High School against St. Joseph's Prep in a Philadelphia Catholic League battle here today on Bob Long Sports. This is an audio-only, a radio broadcast that we'll be bringing you here today. We're from high above Franklin Field as the 5-0 Explorers of LaSalle take on the 2-1 Hawks of St. Joseph's Prep. We're just minutes from kickoff here. The coin toss and the captains were just out at midfield. We'll get started in a few minutes. But before we do, we're going to join LaSalle and St. Joseph's Prep as they join themselves in prayer, as well as the national anthem to follow. Stay with us.
And of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Lord, we thank you for this beautiful fall afternoon. Although we are opponents on the field, and we represent two great traditions of the church, we are brothers and sisters in your eyes, working to be compassionate and just leaders in society, and compassion and just leaders for the kingdom of God. Bless our athletes. May they be strong, swift, and safe from harm. Bless both school communities and all their efforts in the midst of this tragic pandemic. We ask this in your name. St. John Baptist de LaSalle, pray for us. St. Joseph and St. Ignatius, pray for us. Live Jesus in our hearts forever. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Please remain standing for our national anthem.
Time to meet the guys who will be in the booth next to me today doing the game. Ray Gomez, class of 2022 here at LaSalle College High School, as well as Will Ryan, class of 2023. Start with you, Ray. Keys to the game here today. This is a Herculean matchup in the Catholic League.
Oh, yeah. This game is going to be very pivotal, especially for LaSalle being their opener in the Catholic League. I think that the key to victory for LaSalle is to score on offense. This Joe's defense is coming in very staunch, and it is going to be a hard opponent to score on. Same thing goes for Joe's in my eyes. It's going to be a defensive battle, and whoever can score the most will win.
Will Ryan, your thoughts and the keys to this one?
Bob, the key for LaSalle will be not to break contain, whether it be Kieran Campbell, whether it be Sam Ross. They got to keep Samaj Jones in the pocket. Samaj Jones, he wants to get the ball out quick or scramble. So LaSalle, keep him in the pocket for as long as possible. He gets uncomfortable then. For St. Joe's Prep, go after the cornerbacks, whether it be Del Jackson, Amir Anderson. Anderson has 12 pass deflections this year. He hasn't looked unbeatable, though. Got to go after the cornerbacks.
A special student broadcast here on Bob Long Sports. Ray and Will, so great to have you alongside. Thanks for your keys to the game. Almost time for kickoff here. LaSalle's kicking unit is out on the field, led by Santiago Sterla. The big boot of a left foot. LaSalle dressed in the road white uniforms. They have gold helmets, blue pants. St. Joe's Prep, all maroon. Helmets, tops, and bottoms. Sterla will be kicking from left to right as we see it here at Franklin Field. The wait, yes, it's been daunting, but here we are. The game of the year in the Catholic League, the game of the year in the state of Pennsylvania. Sterla will approach, let it go with the left foot, end over end. It's headed towards the pylon and bounces out of bounds at the 1-yard line. It'll be a procedure penalty on LaSalle. And St. Joe's Prep will start with great field position. That's where Samaj Jones will lead the offense for the St. Joe's Prep Hawks. And, Will, you've taken a look at Samaj Jones coming into this one. What do you see?
Well, he's a quarterback. He's got a good arm. Nothing special, but he does get the ball out quick with accuracy. When he doesn't get the ball out, whether it be within 3 seconds, he does not stay in the pocket, tucks the ball, and scrambles.
Yeah, just following up. Yeah, he's going to be running around this pocket. As you said, the key is to contain him. He's a dangerous athlete for this LaSalle defense, and they've had experience with mobile quarterbacks last week.
5 linemen out there, an empty set, 4 receivers to the near side as we see it, and it's a delay draw. Quarterback goes right up the middle, and Samaj Jones taken down there. Dan Ford in the area.
Carter cleaned that one up. Abdul Carter, whether it be Matty Wills, LaSalle likely will have a spy on Jones just to keep him in contain.
Yeah, definitely. And there we go. There's his athleticism that you and I were talking about on full display.
2nd down and 8. Ball on the far hash. In the shotgun, Samaj Jones, he'll throw it across the middle. It's caught and has first down yardage across the timeline into LaSalle territory at the 49. Carter made the stop. David Washington Jr. made the catch. He's got offers, guys, from Boston College, Kentucky, Maryland, Penn State, and Temple to his name, the 6-foot sophomore. First down and 10, a bunch set, I formation. They go right up the middle, and that's Josh Barlow. Through the tackles, a gain of about 3. Ball spotted at the 46. 2nd down and 7.
I think one thing that we got to point out about this LaSalle defense is how they've only let 3 touchdowns this whole season and going into this game. So I feel like they're going to try and put pressure on St. Joe's and try to make them make mistakes.
Barlow is in the backfield along with Samaj Jones in the shotgun. Washington in motion. Now 3 receivers heavy on the far side of the field. Ball's on the near hash. Snap, and again they go to Washington in the flat. He catches it and has first down yardage. Needed 7, got 9. That's a first down. The ball spotted at the LaSalle 36.
Early in this game, they're following the pattern that we've seen all season. David Washington, the favorite target of Samaj Jones. That's his 23rd reception of the year as we have a man down on the far side, the prep side of the field.
And that is David Washington, so a guy who's gotten into the mix early. He sat down in some zone coverage, guys. Couple of streaks run. They tripped up and at some point put quads on this first side of the field where David Washington made his first catch of the game. And he just sat down on a curl and found that spot in the zone open twice.
Yeah, he's picking the zone alive. If I'm LaSalle, I'm trusting Amir Anderson, who's been proven to be their best cornerback this season. And I would put him on him. I would want to test some man coverage and try and send some guys to blitz the quarterback to make him uncomfortable.
With Washington out, look for Elijah Jones and Owen Garwood, receiver number 2 and 3.
Back out of the timeout. Washington got off the field on his own power. No issues there, hopefully, and hope to see him back in the game. Here's the snap, and Samaj Jones pulled it on a read option. LaSalle was there. First contact, Darryl Dengo. Second one to clean it up was Abdul Carter. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Just like we said last week, Abdul Carter, the ball hawk, he is looking for that ball and he is going after it. He's following it across the field. Every play we see them run, he is there making or assisting in a tackle.
Shotgun snap, throwing it out in the flat. It's caught there. And a nice job by Del Jackson to come up, make the stop. It's a gain of 5, though. The catch made by number 13, Dane Picarillo. Listed as a quarterback on the roster. We know the guys that he's a captain on this team. But we were at the LaSalle versus St. Joseph's Prep football luncheon on Wednesday at the Union League. And Dane Picarillo was described as an athlete, a guy who can do anything. He'll back up Samaj Jones if needed at quarterback, but also a starting tight end. That time he makes the play and sets up 3rd and manageable. Call it 4 yards to go. Motion in the backfield. There's 3 backs, and they hand it off up the middle. trying for the line to gain. It's going to be very close. That ball was handed off up the middle to Cassine Phillips and waiting on a spot. Now we get the spot. First down, St. Joseph's Prep. They needed the 26.5. Ball spotted at the 26.
Phillips, their number 1 running back, though he does not lead the team in rush yards, that would also go to Samaj Jones.
Yeah, I want to go back to Picarello. I mean, his versatility and his athleticism gives this offense a lot of flexibility to maybe if they want to throw a more deeper pass, they put him in and they take Jones out. It's interesting to see what their game plan will be.
3 down linemen for LaSalle, 3 receivers out to the far side. Samaj Jones steps up in the pocket and he'll take off with it. Takes a big hit at the 20-yard line, but he gains 6. So deep into LaSalle territory goes St. Joe's Prep. First time in the red zone on, of course, their first offensive drive, ticking under 8 minutes and 30 seconds to play in the first quarter.
But a good job by the defensive ends, keeping contained, making him run up the middle. Kevin Hawley there to clean it up. 6 yards, of course, not a huge play, not a first down.
Jones with the hard count, and now the entire St. Joe's Prep offense looks to the Tim Roken-led sideline, the head coach of St. Joseph's Prep. Takes the shotgun snap, and he pulls it. He's taken off up the middle, glides into the end zone. Touchdown, St. Joe's Prep. Samaj Jones effective on the ground in the first drive of the game. That's a 20-yard touchdown gallop.
That was a great read option by Jones. He read the linebackers perfectly, and he was able to run right past the defensive ends into the touchdown. Nobody touching him. That's the elusiveness that he's been showing throughout this first drive.
Antonio Chata.
Perfect on the year.
On to attempt the extra point. He's fantastic. Will, we were marveling in the pregame as he was blitzing them through the uprights from 55 yards and further. Chata's extra point is up and good, stays perfect. And now LaSalle with an opportunity to answer. St. Joe's Prep received the football to start the game, and on their first drive, a 3-minute, 57-second drive ends in 6. A 20-yard run on the read option. Samaj Jones spread out that LaSalle defense. When the linebackers vacated, he pulled on the read option and took off up the middle for 6.
Yeah, Jones already testing this defense early, and Joe's getting a touchdown out of it. It shows the aggressiveness of this offense, not being afraid of going after Abdul Carter and that good middle linebacker or that good linebacker core that LaSalle has. So it will be interesting to see how the defense, now on the bench, adjusts for Jones's athleticism.
Mitchell and Davis back, but don't expect them to return this one. Chata with 13 touchbacks on the season in 3 games.
And a lot of times, Will, you'll see teams elect to, if you have a kicker with a leg this strong, do you try to put more air under it, give your guys more time to get down and potentially even pin the opposition back inside the 20? But St. Joe's, they've chosen this year, we're just going to boom it out of the end zone and go play defense, and that's what they're going to do here. Chata launches that one. It lands at the back of the top of the end here at Penn. A blue painted end zone with scarlet colored lettering with Penn going across both sides. A beautiful day, a beautiful venue. I'm looking at the skyline of Philadelphia here from the press box at Franklin Field. So much history in this building, built in 1895. Hosts of the Penn Relays every single year, except for the last 2, unfortunately, and for obvious reasons. And now, host to high-level high school football. Here's LaSalle's offense out there led by Alan Paterzo. 2 running backs in the backfield, a high snap, and it's Sam Brown. Brown on the outside and puts his feet in the ground, couldn't turn upfield, lost about 5 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 15. He tried to get to the edge, guys, and a great job by Rocco Nickel, the linebacker, to prevent him from cutting up the field.
Well, who can blame him for trying to run off Ryan Carr? But with this defense, the openings on the run is up the middle between the guards, not necessarily outside like Sam Brown tried to get out there.
2nd down and 14, they say, under 7:30 and ticking here. This a bunch set, and it's a jet sweep for Sam Brown. Brown cuts up the field, keeps his feet, and is run out of bounds at the 23-yard line. That was on the boundary to the far side of the field. He got back to and past the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd down and 6.
So going back, this offense, the key here is running the ball. Sam Brown, Stevie Davis, you have a great backfield. It's going to be on the offensive line to make holes for them and for them to be able to run the ball past this great defensive line and linebacking core and to try and score.
3rd down and 7, they mark it at the 23. LaSalle needs the 30. The tip of the football needs to get to that 30-yard line for a 1st down. Crossing pattern, Ryan Moore catches it, and he's across the 50 and the 40. Down inside the 30-yard line, pulled down there by Emilio Agard. And that was a 3rd and 7 play where St. Joe's Prep went empty at the safety position, and Ryan Moore beat him on a slant across the middle. 1st down, LaSalle inside the St. Joe's Prep 30-yard line.
There's Moore showing that athleticism. He's a great athlete for this offense. He's been able to do everything, going from wildcat to receiver to punt returner to kick returner sometimes. He is a huge asset to this offense.
That's a 47-yard pass play on 3rd and 7. And now here is a quick out there. That was a screen pass taken down with, after a gain of 2 yards, Emilio Agard. Catch made by Ryan Sorge. Gain of 2.
We've heard Agard's name now called twice in the past game. He's part of that super sophomore class for this St. Joe's Prep program. Includes Samaj Jones, includes David Washington, Emilio Agard. The list goes on.
There's 5 wide receivers, but they're all just about inside the tackles. A screen pass, and it's blown up. Rocco Nickel. Swords made the catch again. Nowhere to go. A loss of 3. 3rd down and 10. They mark it at the 30-yard line, that original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, just going back to what we were saying about Joe's sophomores. Their program's in good hands going in the future, where LaSalle is mostly seniors, and it's going to be interesting to see these sophomores play LaSalle and how they are able to handle them.
Shotgun look here for Alan Paterzo. 2 backs were in the backfield. Now they all shift out, and they missed. No, they did not. There was movement there, a late flag, but the right call. LaSalle, a complex function there at the line, as Ryan Moore and Ryan Sorge went from in the backfield and shifted out to the line, created a wide receiver empty set. And some movement will push LaSalle back another 5 yards. 3rd and 15. They'll be from St. Joe's Prep 35-yard line, right on the center of the field, needing the Hawks 20 for a 1st down.
If you're Paterzo and if you're Coach John Steinmetz, you're not necessarily looking for the 1st down here. You just want to get back into field goal range, 50-yarder from where they are currently.
And now they'll throw a fade pattern. Ryan Moore makes the catch at the 19-yard line, and now they're going to say incomplete. It was the side judge that came in. The back judge had it as a catch. The side judge ran in and made a late call. Incomplete. And now it's 3rd down and 15. Make that 4th and 15. Decision time here for LaSalle. Joe Wade, the offensive coordinator, talks to Alan Paterzo. And LaSalle is going for it here. I don't know what else you would do. I mean, you could try to pooch punt it down there, but this is LaSalle against St. Joe's Prep, and LaSalle, they've found themselves in severe deficits against the Prep in the last few years, so the offense trying to do something about it. This, no doubt, will be a challenge. A 2-safety look for St. Joe's Prep. Paterzo, he'll throw that same route, and it is intercepted by St. Joe's Prep at the 17-yard line. So it's actually going to give LaSalle defense a little bit more breathing room. It's like a punt, but a big-time interception by Shamir Johnson, the sophomore cornerback. That ball was intended for Ryan Moore on the same route, a fade route to the far sideline.
Speaking of an arm punt, that reminds me of some old Joe Flacco for the Ravens. He was famous for his arm punts, just as a joke. But I do want to speak truthfully about Alan Paterzo. I've loved what he's been able to do throughout the season. He has shown massive improvement throughout these last couple of games, showing more confidence in being able to throw the ball. Though throwing an interception, I still would like to see LaSalle use him today.
Now 1st down and 10. They mark St. Joe's Prep at the 15-yard line. Handoff up the middle to Phillips. Phillips runs into a brick wall, and he keeps those legs churning. Gain of 5 off the right tackle. 2nd down and 5 upcoming. Clock ticking under 5 minutes and 5 seconds to play. First quarter action here on Bob Long Sports. It's LaSalle 7. Or make that St. Joe's Prep 7, LaSalle 0. Hawks an early lead.
Important to note, we saw David Washington limp off the field earlier. He's on the near side with Elijah Jones. He's on the field.
And it is a 2-receiver set. Picarilla, the tight end, comes in motion. Shotgun snap, handoff to Phillips, and LaSalle up to the task. Dengo got the best contact, but Abdul Carter was in there as well. Makai Johnson coming from the second level. 3rd down and 5 after the no gain on the rush from Phillips.
If I'm Joe's, I'm looking for a quick pass play like they've been running with those curl routes, and they're going to be looking for David Washington on that corner, because if they're playing zone, they're gonna try and take it. But it looks like they're playing man. Or no, I'm incorrect. Zone.
It's 3rd down and 5. St. Joe's Prep needs the 25-yard line for a first down. Ball spotted at their own 20. 4-receiver set, 3 on the near side, ball on the far hash. Drop straight back. He takes a shot over the top. Has a man, and it's in and out of the hands of number 8 for St. Joe's Prep, Mike DeTrolio. The junior, 6-foot wide receiver. Needed to be 6'1" there, guys. That one off the fingertips.
Yeah, that was a great play by him to get past LaSalle safeties. He had a good step or two on them, and if he would have gotten that, I think that would have been a touchdown right there.
DeTrolio blew past Amir Anderson there. The ball was thrown to the 27. DeTrolio was still at the 30.
And, guys, that's what the read option does. Blaine Bunch, first time we saw him here, we were told he was hurt coming into the game. They faked the give to him, and then Samaj Jones pulled back for the pass. That took both safeties up and allowed DeTrolio to get past the cornerback with no safety help. Now the punt, and not a great punt as it heads towards the St. Joe's Prep sideline. It takes one bounce into play. Good side spin there. Covered up at the 46-yard line of LaSalle. That's where Alan Paterzo and the LaSalle offense will take over. Ray, we talk about this LaSalle defense, how effective they've been. Coming into this game, they've only allowed 3 touchdowns in those 5 games, and no more than 1 given up against any particular opponent. Of course, St. Joe's Prep, the arch rival, and everything that they've done from a state championship perspective and top-notch talent-wise, this is a different roster, but LaSalle's defense gets a big stop on that particular possession.
Definitely, definitely.
And Stevie Davis gets the carry. He tries to move the legs forward. He's pushed to about the 48 and make it 47-yard line. Gain of 1.
Yeah. Going back to what you were talking about, Bob, I agree. That was a great stop by the LaSalle defense. I like that they're watching Jones and making sure that he's not getting out of that pocket. They're keeping him contained during that second drive, forcing him to throw the ball. Though I will say David Washington, from when I was watching, he was wide open with a streak route right across the center. So LaSalle was very lucky with that play.
2nd down and 9. Shotgun snap. The handoff is to Sam Brown. Cuts across the middle of the line. Gets to only midfield. Josiah Trotter, number 40, makes the tackle. Trotter, a guy who's the number 6 player in the state of Pennsylvania in the junior class. Offers from Clemson, Ohio State, Penn State, and Clemson. Of course, the brother of Jeremiah Trotter Jr., son of Jeremiah Trotter Sr., and of course, Jr. playing his football at Clemson right now. He may follow him down there to South Carolina.
Just Joe's with this great program, just showing their skill at recruiting, honestly.
3rd down and 5. Throw to the out route. E.J. Wentz not going to get to the line. Made the catch at the 46. Emilio Agard made the stop 2 yards shy of the line to gain. And now decision time once again for this LaSalle offense.
If I'm LaSalle, I'm thinking going for it. I as you said in the past, they've sometimes let the games get out of hand, so I want to see them go for it and show aggression, but it seems like I was incorrect with my statement.
Hey, no correct or incorrect, but the decision has been made, and it's going to be Santiago Surla to punt this one.
I think what probably is behind that decision is the defense just got a huge stop there. They trust Joe Leitner's defense, so they'll punt this one away.
Yeah, that's a very fair point. I don't know. I'm just all about aggression. Oh.
Timeout on the field called by St. Joseph's Prep, and we'll get the punt right after this. This portion of today's game brought to you by the Jamison Poorhouse. It's a great place to go either before, during, or after the big game. It's a tremendous family environment run by the Wade family, who do a great job with many things here at LaSalle, and got to connect with a couple of the Wades this past week. Appreciate what they do for us. appreciate the wonderful things that Jamison Poorhouse has done coming out of the pandemic. It's a real family environment, and we appreciate their sponsorship of Bob Long Sports.
Bob, I can't help but notice the offense seems to be on the field here during this timeout before fourth down. As they do come out, Paterzo, Swords, Moore, the whole crew.
Yep, so the timeout by St. Joseph's Prep, I don't know if they got what they wanted, but it's a change in mindsets, a change in the decision for LaSalle. It's an I formation.
They were listening to me, Bob.
Extra lineman on the left side. And there was a jump that was not called in the neutral zone. Now the play clock ticking down into the shotgun. LaSalle might be looking to try to draw them offside.
Still 13 on the play clock.
2. It ticks down under 10. $1:54 to go here in the first quarter. Moore on the outside. Paterzo in the shotgun. He tries a hard count, and LaSalle's got to make a decision. St. Joe's Prep held, I suppose. Sure looked like they jumped, and in high school, you usually see that called regardless of contact.
Yeah,
But LaSalle's going to take the delay of game, and they'll mark it off 5 yards. They'll spot it at the LaSalle 49-yard line. Santiago Sturla set to kick it deep.
Yeah, I agree, Bob. They got really lucky with that play, but, hey, sometimes you just don't get the calls you want. Now it's up to this LaSalle defense to hold them.
Good snap, and that's an end-over-end kick. And a good LaSalle hop comes to the 1-yard line. He touched it while the legs were in the end zone.
Matt Mitchell.
But he kept it out of the end zone. Matt Mitchell.
What a play by the junior Matt Mitchell. As the refs are now coming together, the referee on the far side came running in. Seems like he maybe had a difference of opinion. We'll see.
No, and they're going to say it's down at the 2-yard line. What a play by Matt Mitchell. What a great punt by Santiago Sturla. And again, that's a high school or college rule versus the NFL, where in college, high school, you keep it out of the end zone. Doesn't matter where the rest of your body is. In the NFL, that would have been a touchback. And I think Joe Leitner, Joe Wade, John Steinmetz, the whole coaching staff, vindicated after that decision to punt the football. Now St. Joe's Prep, they're going to throw 2 extra linemen out there, 2 running backs. It's an I formation. Just 1 receiver on the outside with safety help over the top. And they sneak it up the middle. Samaj Jones, he's got some good momentum all the way across the 5 to about the 7. Call it a gain of 5.
What a push by that offensive line, getting a 5-yard quarterback sneak.
2nd down and 5 coming up.
Yeah, it was a great play by the offensive lineman. I was going to say before the snap, is LaSalle going to try and rush him, but it seems like that call was
I formation once again, run up the middle, and LaSalle able to come up with the stop. That's a gain of maybe 1. Kevin Hawley, the linebacker, comes in to make the stop. That one was in between the tackles, and 3rd down and 4. 2 rushing plays to start this drive. Let's see how aggressive St. Joe's Prep is as we tick under a minute to go in the first quarter. It's St. Joe's Prep with a 7-0 lead over LaSalle.
And there you go. The offensive lineman just walked off the field, so it looks like they have 4 receivers now on the outside. So I think they have faith in their quarterback, and they're going to throw this ball. I would watch David Washington on this play.
Dane Picarillo, the tight end, now in motion. Comes Washington. And a bad snap. Samaj Jones does pull it down. Takes off with it. Going to get close to the line to gain, but he'll end up being 2 yards short. 4th down and 2 coming up. It was a high and wide snap, and that was dangerous. Samaj Jones did a great job just to pick the ball up, let alone gain 2 yards.
I couldn't agree more, Bob. That was a great show of his athleticism to be able to bobble that ball in their hand, then put it in and be able to beat 2 defensive ends and just get stopped by the linebacker before he almost broke off and could have gone for, I think, 10 to 15 if that linebacker wasn't right there.
Yeah, lucky for Abdul Carter there.
As it turns out, a big stop for LaSalle nonetheless. However it comes. 4th and 2 for St. Joe's Prep as we hit triple zeros here in the first quarter. LaSalle trails 7-0 against St. Joseph's Prep. And this portion of today's game is brought to you by Treasure Sign. Treasure Sign is a wonderful sign company. Jim and Chris Convey, LaSalle football alums. Chris Convey, I saw him here today working with the coaches. He does the video work here, and they do a wonderful job with their sign company. If you're looking for a portfolio, what they can do, whether that's neon signs, whether that's fine wood carved signs, go check out LaSalle. I saw a wonderful neon Explorer put up along the walls just this week on their Facebook page. They can do it all. They do the best service out there, and they're a good LaSalle company. If you're a high school football fan in the area and you're looking for a sign for your business or home, no other place to go than Treasure Sign. We appreciate their partnership with us this year.
Fun fact, Bob, that sign was actually designed by my brother for the WXP gaming room. That was designed by him, yeah.
You learn something new every day. That is awesome.
Yeah, it really is. Good job for Will if he's listening to this.
Chada back to punt. We saw earlier he's not the same kicker as he is punter. He only averages about 36 on his punts. He's a good high school punter, but just not great.
Still has a boot, though.
And that's a good-looking kick. Ryan Moore calls for a fair catch with his heels right on the 50, and that's where Alan Paterzo and this LaSalle offense will come back onto the field. All right, it's time for our favorite game, guys, and that is Where Ya At? Let us know where you're listening to this game from here today. You can either comment in the YouTube stream, or you can follow us on Twitter at BobLongSports and send us a message. Also, a friendly reminder to subscribe to us on YouTube if you haven't already for all of our LaSalle broadcasts. Again, for the rest of the way, we'll have video broadcasts for you of all the LaSalle football games, and excited that everybody could be with us here today. Where are you at? Now, first play out here, it's Ryan Moore in the Wildcat. He pulls, and he takes off. He's got room to the 45. Good block by Sam Brown at the 45. Inside the 30, inside the 20, pulled down there. Ryan Moore goes off tackle. And, guys, how about the play by Sam Brown? He wasn't given the ball. He took it to the outside, but he's the first guy down the field laying the block at the second level to spring Moore.
Brown makes a huge block, and don't forget Keenan Nelson there. What a tackle, touchdown saving tackle to South Carolina commit safety.
Yeah, definitely, but Sam Brown just being a good teammate, being selfless, not taking the ball, and going down and blocking for Ryan Moore.
It's Moore again. This time Sam Brown comes across the formation. Moore gets to the line and keeps going. Stiff arms one man and is taken down by Daniel Daly, number 10. And good for him that he did after a gain of just 2, because if he missed him, Moore had room down the field.
Yeah, this is LaSalle's, I believe, second time in the red zone, so let's see if they can capitalize on it this time around and score a touchdown. It's interesting to see that they've been playing with Ryan Moore the first 2 plays at quarterback, but we see Alan Paterzo walking in again, and I'll be interested to see if they throw the ball, because Paterzo, as I've been saying, he's been improving all season, and he's been showing why he's the starter.
Second quarter action as Alan Paterzo now back, throws the screen. Ryan Sorge, good block down the field inside the 10-yard line. First down LaSalle. The block laid down the field by Luke Schisler coming out from his right guard spot.
Great job by Schisler for catching that ball, because it was tipped by a St. Joe's defender. So great job locating that ball with your hands, bringing it in, turning and running down that field, because this Joe's defense is no joke, to say the least.
3rd down and 1, so not quite enough. They need a half yard for the first down. And they go with an empty set, 5 receivers, but 2 of them bunched, make that 3 of them bunched. Sam Brown. Instead, it's going to be Paterzo, and this time it's him with the 5-yard quarterback sneak. Inside the 5-yard line, first down LaSalle. It'll be goal to go.
Bob and Ray, you'd be hard-pressed to find another game where you have 2 QB sneaks of 5+ yards. Are you kidding me? Only in Prep LaSalle.
Definitely. This LaSalle offensive line has been proving itself throughout the season as we've been watching, Bob. They've been doing a great job at fighting in those trenches, pushing back those defensive ends and defensive tackles. But, I mean, coming off last game, they did have a few holding penalties, so it's nice to see that they haven't gotten any so far.
Paterzo in the shotgun, 3 in motion. E.J. Wentz in the flat, caught, touchdown. Alan Paterzo took a hit in the backfield, but hung in there long enough. And a great play. 2 guys in motion, they crisscross. It frustrated and confuse St. Joe's Prep. Wentz in the flat, and don't discount that throw by Alan Paterzo. He took a lick and needed to hang in there to deliver it accurately. Touchdown Explorers.
I couldn't agree more, Bob. Oh my God, that he almost got brought down, but great job getting that ball out of his hands and finding Wentz. Perfect. He walks right in untouched. Nice, easy touchdown for LaSalle.
Important to note, that's not the first tough pass that Paterzo has made to Wentz. Specifically, I remember in the Haverford game, because there's some flags.
It's going to be offside against St. Joe's Prep. That one bounded through, but they stopped play. So unlike the pros, again, not induced by contact, that doesn't mean you get a free play, which is all the more confusing as to why earlier in the game when St. Joe's Prep jumped offside and got back, why that one wasn't called. But this one was, and so they will put them a yard closer.
Yeah, it doesn't look like there's any thought of maybe trying to go for 2 here. Just take the points, put the points on the board, tie this baby up.
Santiago Sturla, the left-footed kicker. Connor Millman holds at the 9. Snap, hold is good, the kick is up and good, and it is tied at 7. LaSalle, they didn't score on their first drive nor their second, but the defense held the St. Joe's Prep Hawks twice, got great field position on that drive, and it's a 50-yard scoring drive, capped off by a 4-yard touchdown reception from E.J. Wentz. Guys, all of a sudden, that's his 4th or 5th touchdown on the year.
I mean, the Haverford game was really his breakout game. He had that huge run to the far side in the Haverford game, but as I was saying earlier, there was also that kind of botched snap that Paterzo handled, got off to Wentz. Wentz got a big first down in that one. Wentz, you don't always see the fullback, come up large, or you don't always see the fullback, period, in today's football. Wentz says, we're still around.
Yeah, you're bringing up my favorite position personally, so I'm rooting for Wentz. Great job there. He's such a versatile player, both a great runner and catcher, so it's great to see LaSalle using him to his fullest extent. And then I just want to say one more time, Ryan Moore, what a great athlete. What a great job finding those holes and gaining those huge yardages for LaSalle.
Santiago Sturla connects with the left foot, and that'll send it into the blue-painted end zone. He says, Chada, you're not the only one that can pound it into the back of the end zone, and Samaj Jones in the offense will get started from there. Guys, we mentioned where you at. Folks did not disappoint. Rob Sustak checking in from Wildwood, New Jersey. Our buddy Griffin checking in from Dublin, Ireland. Beautiful, across the pond. Greenest land in the world. Good to have you, Griffin. Philip Coladonato listening from Wayne, Pennsylvania. We got our buddy Curly Fry checking in from New York. And Kyra Mengel listening from State College, Pennsylvania. Big game for the Penn State Nittany Lions coming up tonight as they take on the Indiana Hoosiers at 7:30. This is a nice appetizer for that. Now a screenplay right across, and it's a nice catch by Washington. Makes one guy miss and gets out to the 28-yard line. That's a gain of, we're going to mark it as a 27, so a gain of 7. 2nd down and 3 upcoming. That one thrown to the far side boundary as we look at it.
I just want to bring up the history that LaSalle has with St. Joe's, and I want to stress how deep this rivalry grows for the people who have who haven't watched the LaSalle or Joe's game. The rivalry is deep, and this game is important to both of them, especially being LaSalle's Catholic League opener.
First down was given, some severe confusion from one sideline to the other in terms of the officials, so they gave him an extra 3 yards. Ball spotted right at the 30. Samaj Jones is in the shotgun, hands it off to Kasim Phillips, gets to the second level where he is upended. Abdul Carter on the stop, gain of 3.
I do want to point out that Abdul Carter is committed to Penn State. This man is a true athlete, and he is everywhere on this field. He is great at finding the ball and making sure that the offensive player does not get past him, as we saw him there lay a vicious hit on St. Joe's running back.
LaSalle goes 0 here from a safety perspective. 3 linebackers, there's 4 receivers, so nobody deep. And they'll throw the screen to the outside. Good blocking there, but a great job to come off his block. Number 7, Kelby Hampton, the sophomore.
First game active for Hampton. They throw it to Garwood. Nice screen play, but he gets off his block and takes care of business. What a play by Kelby Hampton.
Great to see Hampton on the field. We weren't sure, Ray, if he was going to be at wide receiver or at cornerback, but he showed out well on that particular play, and it was 1-on-2. Hampton won the battle.
Definitely. It's always good to see these young guys step up when LaSalle needs them most. Same for Joe's with all their sophomores.
3rd down and 3. 3 receivers to the far side. Balls on the near hash. Blaine Bunch at the running back position and Samaj Jones in the shotgun. And a timeout called by St. Joseph's Prep. They're going to talk about this one. It's a big play midway through the 2nd quarter. And as they do, we'll tell you that this portion of today's game is brought to you by E&M Insurance in North Wales. Run by Chris Marr, class of 1989 from LaSalle. He sent 2 sons of his to LaSalle as well, and most recently was president of the Alumni Board. And he runs a great outfit there at E&M Insurance. They take care of you either on the personal side or on the corporate side. They'll get you the best rates, but most importantly, they're going to get you the best service. When stuff goes bad, you want to make sure you're calling somebody that you trust. And Chris Marr, E&M Insurance, he's the guy, that's the company. We appreciate them sponsoring us and supporting what we do here at Bob Long Sports. Of course, a lot of support coming LaSalle's way in general from E&M, and we appreciate them. If you're a high school football fan, LaSalle, St. Joe's Prep, think about reintroducing and reassessing your insurance rates. Maybe you have a youthful age child. Call Chris and call E&M Insurance. All right, a big 3rd down and 3, 7:53 on the clock here in the 2nd quarter. Again, that same formation, 4 receivers. Now in motion goes Phillips. They're going to throw it to him on the screen, makes the catch. Great blocking down the field, and he's got the 1st down. A late flag's going to come in. He's marked at the 44, and we'll await the call.
That was the back official who threw that one in, maybe between Hampton and Garwood, not sure there.
And the official's yet to make a call. Now we'll get it. And it's going to be a face mask call against the LaSalle Explorers. So tack on yardage. At the high school level, they do have grasping the face mask and in a personal foul face mask. That one was at the 45, and they're going to mark it at the 49 on the St. Joe's Prep side. So that's just the grasping of the face mask, the 5-yard variety.
There's LaSalle. There's LaSalle's defense, another penalty.
Shotgun snap. They'll throw the screen once again. Phillips there. Del Jackson missed the tackle and across the 40, stepping out of bounds. They're actually going to mark him short at the 43-yard line. So he stepped out prior to accumulating the yardage for the 1st down. But St. Joe's Prep, Ray, they've seen something in this LaSalle defense, pinning the ears back on the defensive line. They're trying to pull that intensity and aggression back a little bit by making them think twice on the screens.
Yeah, these screen passes are really working well for them, and they're making LaSalle pay for it, that's for sure.
Timeout on the field called by the LaSalle Explorers. A couple more folks listening. Pat Devine, D as we know him, Coach D from LaSalle College High School, a 40-year head coach, member of the LaSalle Hall of Athletics. And guys, you may know as you take a walk down campus, Devine Track at Flannery Field. That's Patrick Devine that's named after. Great to hear from you, Coach, listening from Portland, Oregon. Bruce Emsweiler checks in from Lancaster, listening in from Wampum, PA, the home of one Philly great, Richie Allen. I know how much you love, actually Richie Allen. Richie Allen, okay, the home of Richie Allen. I was thinking Ashburn, but thank you for checking in, Bruce. Josh Gray checks in, listening from Clemson, South Carolina. And Waleed checks in, listening while driving in Bala, Kenwood. Hey, listen, avoid the Schuylkill wherever possible. Thanks for checking in. We appreciate it. Al Roach from Port Orange, Florida, and Adam Volm checking in from Doylestown, Pennsylvania. We appreciate everybody being with us here today, listening to our audio-only broadcast from Franklin Field. 2nd down and 2. Samaj Jones fakes the sweep, takes it up the middle, has the yardage for the 1st down, keeps churning. That'll be a gain of about 6 yards inside the LaSalle 40 to the LaSalle 36. 1st down, Hawks.
Jones, he's only 6'1", 200 pounds, but he's showing some strength. He keeps pushing back these LaSalle defenders. Even though they're on him, he's still going 1, 2, maybe even 5 yards ahead. It's impressive to see him at that size be able to to be able to move with those guys on.
One extra lineman on the right side of the line. They hand it off, and this is Josh Barlow churning the legs forward. A gain of 7 in between the tackles. 2nd down and 3 upcoming. He gets down to the LaSalle 27.
Here we see Joe's putting together a nice drive here. It's a slow drive. It's taken a nice little bite out of that clock. The momentum slowly swinging back to them, and you see them pushing ever closer to LaSalle's end zone. But I think the defense should be commemorated for the way that they've been able to hold them to just these little yardage gains.
2 extra linemen here, and they run it up the middle. Josh Barlow, they're waving for a first down. I don't think so. I don't think he got more than a quarter or half of a yard there. They needed about 2. So they're going to say 3rd down and less than a yard, needing the 26-yard line.
And they're going to go hurry up with the same set here.
Samaj Jones, he tries for the quarterback sneak, and on the second effort, I think he got it. He gets across to about the 25. They're already waving the chains forward. Guys, at first blush, he was pushed back. Samaj Jones, great presence of mind. He turned upfield and dove over the line. A great play by the sophomore quarterback for St. Joe's Prep.
Yeah, Jones turned towards the far side, Kieran Campbell's side, and just kind of got that extra push that he needed. They stuffed him originally. Good job by the LaSalle defense, just a better play by Samaj Jones.
Carter shows blitz and brings it from the outside. Samaj Jones steps up in the pocket and has room, throws it across towards the end zone. Touchdown, David Washington at the near side pylon, goes up high to get it, and a late flag comes in. This will be for excessive celebration, but St. Joe's Prep on the board again, 13-7. An exquisite rollout and scramble from the sophomore quarterback Samaj Jones. Put the ball on the money. It was pretty well covered, but David Washington goes up high to get it.
That's just showing this great 1-2 punch of Jones and Washington, and I'm going to say that they're in great hands for the next couple of years with this St. Joe's program. I think Jones will, by the end of his career here, have a nice amount of offers. Just going off that one play, showing his athleticism, showing his mobility. He's playing very well this game and doing a great job reading this LaSalle defense.
Antonio Chata set to attempt the extra point. Holding it is Owen Garwood, the receiver. Not a great snap. Garwood got it down. The kick is up and good. Really good from the receiver, Garwood. That was a duck coming out on that long snap and did a great job to get it onto the tee for Chata. Now, guys, for the first time, well, I'm not say the first time, but unless he's really got a boot, Chata here, LaSalle's going to have an opportunity to return this as the 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct penalty will be assessed on the kickoff, so he'll be kicking off from his own 25.
Just to go back to that play by Garwood, he actually in grade school was a quarterback, freshman football, starting quarterback. So he's probably been the placeholder previously. So that experience came in big. You don't often see the wide receiver as the placeholder.
Yeah, definitely, and I agree. I'm interested to see how LaSalle returns this kickoff because I think this is going to be one of the very few opportunities this game to return it. And if I'm them, I see Stevie Davis in the backfield. Excuse me.
You can call him that. I like that nickname.
I like that nickname too.
Speedy
Davis. He's a very fast running back, and he's a great compliment to Sam Brown. So I'm going to call him from now on. He's Speedy Davis because he is that fast. I'm interested to see him return this kickoff, showing that elusiveness and that speed.
And of course, St. Joe's Prep, a longtime head coach of the basketball program, Speedy Morris. So our Speedies here are crisscrossing this Philadelphia rivalry. Chata attempts, kicks it deep, and this chases back Stevie Davis, bounces high at the 80, picks it up at the 7. Out to the 20, hit there and keeps the legs churning but won't get much further than that. Ridden across the line. He's still up, but they monitor and call the forward progress dead at the 22. A couple more folks listening. Sean Daly, who played quarterback for a year when Jack Machida got hurt as a junior, listening from Florence, Italy. So, Sean, thank you for listening. Great to have you here. Joey Mack listening in Philly. Gavin Murphy, he's listening in the car in NN. Anybody know what NN is? Wherever it is, hopefully it's sunny and nice the way it is here today. Sam Brown takes the handoff, and there's a flag coming down as he busts across the 35 to the 37. It'll be a gain of 20 yards for now.
I have a feeling that one's coming back with a hold.
Thrown certainly in that area. And LaSalle's already walking this one back.
Yeah, there's LaSalle's offensive line getting another holding call. Coming off the McDonough game, they've had a mass amount of penalties for holding, and they got to clean it up. They can't let these mistakes happen, especially not against Joe's, because they will take advantage of them.
5:22 left here in the second quarter at St. Joe's Prep. 14, LaSalle 7. Stevie Davis, the lone tailback. 4 receivers, but they're all in tight.
That actually might
Faking
be Dom
the
Martin.
give, and now they throw it, and it is Dom Martin in the backfield, and he slipped. That's going to be a huge loss all the way back at the 8-yard line. A loss of about 9. And remember, it was already 2nd and 16 after the block in the back penalty. So we do get the first look at Martin here. And in his defense, even if he had kept his feet there was not much blocking, and I don't know that he would have been able to get where he needed to go. So now third, make that 2nd down and 24. 4:42 and ticking downward here in the second quarter. Sam Brown splits out wide, and now it's one-on-one coverage over there. Keep an eye as Keenan Nelson, the safety, now comes to that side. And they're going to throw the lob for Sam Brown. He's open, goes up, and gets it. Run out of bounds at the 38-yard line, and that's an issue with that St. Joe's Prep defense. Guys, we were talking about it as it happened, but there was not enough of an adjustment as Sam Brown split out wide. There were 3 receivers on the near side of the field. He was the only guy on the far side. They throw the fade.
Let's not just go past that. Throw by Paterzo. He got popped. Near side pressure. There was 2 guys coming unblocked. Got popped. Beautiful throw to Sam Brown.
Great job, just LaSalle's game plan on that play, knowing Sam Brown all by himself, Paterzo already having faith in his running back to throw it.
Sam Brown, spin move as he gets across outside the tackles and up to the 45-yard line. That's a gain of 5. Guys, a huge play call there by Joe Wade. That is just not a formation and not a scheme that you see very often. I just don't know that St. Joe's was ready for that particular play call.
Yeah, that's Sam Brown showing his threat as both a runner and a pass catcher right there. And just a great job by LaSalle to make something out of nothing, as my mom used to put it, something out of nothing. They didn't have much right there, but they made something, and now they're on their own 45.
And now Ryan Sorge catches behind the line, churns forward, a gain of 2. They get out to their own 47, needing the 50 for a first down. And another interesting scheme there, guys, as we see basically within the length of the hash marks, 5 receivers and Paterzo under center. That's how that screenplay was run. Now they're going to go empty and 5 wide.
Pretty sure that was the 4th catch for Ryan Sorge. I don't think one of them has been past the line of scrimmage.
They've seen something in the St. Joe's Prep defense. Now ticking under 3:15 to go. Again, an empty set. Sam Brown in motion. They fake the give. And Paterzo runs out of time. That's a huge sack. Daniel Daly brings him down. That's a loss of 12, and it'll be 4th down. Santiago Sterla on to punt it away from the LaSalle 35.
I think there was a little bit of a miscommunication with McFadden and Paterzo as I saw them trying to communicate what the play was on the sideline. And you see that loud St. Joe student section. I don't know if the viewers can hear it, but they are loud, and it's making it hard for LaSalle to hear their plays.
Sterla, and that's going to be a good kick, but it is a line drive. It's caught there by Ogard. Ogard cuts to the outside, now back inside at the 45, ridden down by number 6, Sean McFadden for LaSalle. So a decent punt, but Ogard, a great job to catch that on the fly, guys, and before those LaSalle defenders, special teams guys, could get down there to make the stop.
Yeah, McFadden limping off right there. Looks like looks like he hurt himself in the ribs or something, but he seems to be fine. He's walking it. He seems to walk it off.
2:25 to go, Will. A very important drive for St. Joe's Prep, an important defensive possession here for LaSalle. LaSalle will get the ball to start the second half. Still plenty of time for Samaj Jones in this offense to move the football and score.
Well, if you're Joe Leitner and this LaSalle defense, the goal here, just hold them to a field goal at best.
And they're trying to set up the screen. LaSalle was right there for it. Samaj Jones has to pound it into the turf. Throws that one away. A great job by LaSalle. LaSalle fans, I think, asking for intentional grounding. I don't think you're going to get that. Kasim Phillips was in the area. Yeah, of course, he throws it into the ground and didn't intend for him to catch it, but he's in the area, and Tom Brady's made that famous.
Yeah, no, Kasim Phillips, he was within 5 yards of that ball, no doubt. So as much as the LaSalle faithful would love that to be an intentional grounding, there's just no way that they're going to get that call.
But a great defensive play.
Yeah, are they going to bring out the tuck rule now? God only knows.
There you go, Tom Brady. Heading back to New England this weekend. Samaj Jones pulls it and has a lot of room on the sideline. There's a flag down as he steps out of bounds after a gain of 20. But this will likely be coming back. There was a hold on the outside. Awaiting the call. And there is your call. Holding. Samaj Jones, though, elusive. This is not the Kyle McCord-led offense that we've seen. Spread them out wide. And you better be disciplined and be able to cover every square inch of the football field. But Samaj Jones keeps you honest running the football, and that creates openings in the passing game. He's been a great dual-threat quarterback here today and all season long.
All I have to say is he's a joy to watch. He's so fun and entertaining. Even though I may not be rooting for him as a broadcaster who has no favorites in this game, he is a joy to watch.
They fake the give. Now they throw another screen. Up to get it is Elijah Jones. Daryl Dengo comes over to make the stop. A flag comes in right on that side of the field. It came at the end of the play.
You just hope it's not like a face mask, but it's Sam Ross, I believe, and Daryl Dengo both over there. Maybe not Sam Ross, but definitely Daryl Dengo. Unbelievable to get to the other side of the field, the far side of the field.
And I'm with you, Will. That's the area where it was thrown, and now St. Joe's Prep. They're saying illegal substitution. No, illegal man downfield. So this is going to be against St. Joe's Prep. Yeah, tap of the head. So illegal man downfield. Sometimes you'll see that on screen plays, guys, because that ball was caught across the line of scrimmage. And when that's the case, then you can't have your lineman down the field. The other time that becomes an issue, guys, is when you're running the RPO. Your linemen don't know if you've handed that off to the running back or not. They can get down the field and run block if that's handed off to the back. But in that case where Jones pulls and throws it, then all of a sudden you can have your lineman in a tough spot.
Well, if you're an Eagles fan, you're very familiar with that call because this past week I'm pretty sure there was probably 3 or 4 of them with the RPO with Jalen Hurts.
Second down and 21, $1.55. LaSalle at their own 40, thrown across and nearly intercepted. He was looking for Washington, but he didn't cut well in the Penn turf. It came to the feet of Sean McFadden.
That was very dangerous. That was a very dangerous throw for Jones, to say the least. He's lucky that McFadden couldn't get there fast enough to pull that ball in.
Now, if I'm the play caller for St. Joe's here, I would not be surprised if they go to the run, because keep the clock rolling, make LaSalle use a timeout if they want to score here towards the end of this first half with 1:50 remaining.
And they do just that. Up the middle for Barlow. Barlow a gain of 7, so gets some good yardage. Gives Chada a bit of breathing room as he'll come on to punt this one away. Clock ticking. 1 minute, 36 seconds to play. LaSalle not burning a timeout. They're listed as having 2 on the scoreboard.
I don't get this at all from LaSalle. Like, there's 1 minute and 30-some seconds left. You're going to let the clock run down to 1 minute plus the punt. You're going to have the ball with, 45 seconds left?
Right now, Samaj Jones is on the field, and now they have to burn the timeout because they had Ryan Moore and the punt unit out there. So the clock is stopped with 1 minute 17. So, Will, whether you like it or not, or how it happened, you got the timeout.
But you just let 20 seconds roll off the clock. I mean, that was, in my opinion, poor clock management, very poor clock management.
The only thing you don't want, right, is you have the ball to start the second half. If you throw 1 and then 2 incompletions quickly, then St. Joe's Prep can clock it. They have 1 timeout remaining, and all of a sudden they could get the ball back at midfield with 40-some seconds left. And taking that time off the clock, yeah, it limits your upside, but it does limit your downside as well, getting the ball to start the second half.
I couldn't agree more, Bob. That's exactly what I was thinking. In my head, if I'm LaSalle, I'm trying to go to halftime with as little deficit as I can have. And if that means that we don't get as much time on offense, that's fine.
All right, so now Antonio Chada will come out to punt it. It's 4th and 14, ball at the St. Joe's Prep 47.
With that thought process, when LaSalle does receive this punt, you would think they just take a knee, right? Because they did not take the timeout. They weren't, being aggressive. You would think they got to take the knee, right?
I don't think so. They got a timeout to work with here. Now this is a pretty good punt from Chada. Moore comes up to get it. He's at the 16-yard line, calls for the fair catch, and catches it successfully. So I don't know if it's a kneel situation, but I do think that you may hand it off on first down to Sam Brown. See what you get out of it. You're all state-type running back going to Rutgers next year. Can he get you to move the sticks? And if you do, then I think all bets are off.
I was going to say, are we going to see Moore at quarterback? Because he seems to be walking in.
Yeah,
That'll
I like
be interesting to see that. I would like to see a read option with Moore and Brown on this first play, or two very dangerous athletes.
3 receivers near side. One of them is Sam Brown, so don't be surprised to see him come in motion. E.J. Wentz is in the backfield with Moore at the Wildcat. Moore instead takes off with it himself, taken down by Josiah Trotter. No gain. And we tick to a minute and counting here in the first half. Now Alan Paterzo comes from the sideline.
So at this point, to kind of steal Mark Zumoff's line with 48 seconds left, the Explorers are probably in no particular hurry here.
Definitely, but I don't know. Well, Paterzo is not a quarterback, but if he is, I want to see him take a shot or two. Just test this St. Joe's secondary.
They hand it off to Sam Brown, and Sam Brown is wrestled down. That's a huge loss, a loss of about 10 yards. He tried to go off the outside, but a really, really good job by number 35, Matt Dumont, setting the edge and not allowing Sam Brown to go anywhere. So now a timeout burned with 19 seconds left. And well, maybe those 20 seconds being off the clock, if you're Joe Wade, if you're John Steinmetz, you're okay with that at this point.
Absolutely, and you just run the ball here because St. Joe's has no timeouts left. So run the ball, don't stop the clock whatsoever. Maybe even take a knee.
Nothing more than a knee, I would say. If they're comfortable. That's the only thing is with teams that come out of the shotgun a lot, you can still take a knee out of the shotgun. Don't get me wrong, but you want to make sure this is executed properly, and you got to get this exchange done.
I wouldn't be surprised if Moore is out there. Just because, yeah, exactly. He does it all. He's, interception on defense. He gets, the long receptions. He's a Wildcat quarterback. He's the guy more, apt with the ball in his hands for longer rather than Paterzo, who, gets the ball out.
Doesn't look like it. It looks like Moore's going to be on the outside, closer to us on this play, so it'll be interesting to see. Yeah, it looks like they're just going to knee it.
They run the fullback dive. It's E.J. Wentz. Holds on to the football. St. Joe's Prep cannot stop the clock any longer. We tick under 8 seconds to go. And we head to halftime. It's St. Joe's Prep 14, LaSalle 7. And a good one here from Franklin Field. It'll be LaSalle to receive the football to begin the second half. This portion of today's game brought to you by the Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Fox and Roach Realtors team, Carrie Guerin Boyle, and Jim McLaughlin. They do a great job. If you're looking to buy a house, if you're looking to sell a house, it's a tough real estate market out there right now. Jim and Carrie are the folks to go to. They are the most professional. They do a ton of volume, so they know what's going out there. They know the neighborhoods well. If you're looking for either a shore home in southern New Jersey, or if you're looking for something local here in Pennsylvania or southern New Jersey on the non-shore side of things, they can help you through that process from start to finish. They helped my wife and I when we were looking to buy our house, and we could not appreciate any more what they did for us. They're proud partners of ours. We appreciate all their support. That's Jim McLaughlin, Carrie Guerin Boyle of the Carrie Guerin Boyle team at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Fox and Roach Realtors. The other thing that's going on here at halftime, and something we wish we could show you in addition to the football game in video, is LaSalle is playing St. Joe's Prep in rugby. We've seen it in years past. Ray, you helped us out when LaSalle played Berks against Imhotep. That was a great time. I know you'll be watching this with envy here. But it is halftime at Franklin Field. We're going to take a break, come back on the other side. You're listening to LaSalle College High School football here on Bob Long Sports. It's halftime, and again, your score. St. Joe's Prep 14, St. Joe's Prep 14, LaSalle 7. We'll be right back. Again, Bob Long with Ray Gomez, class of 2022 at LaSalle, Will Ryan, class of 2023 at LaSalle. Our analysts here in the booth today doing a wonderful job. Thanks, everybody, and we'll be right back.
Ford is Mayfair's neighborhood Ford store.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfort Avenue.
Generation after generation. Our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfort Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dunphyford.com.
Come experience the Dunphy difference. You'll be glad you did.
They said it couldn't be done, but somehow CCM was able to close this home in just 21 days. Carl, how'd you pull this off?
Oh, hard work, dedication, grinding.
Were you ever worried?
Well, you know, Chloe, they pinned us in deep in the second bedroom, inspection issues, but we regrouped. Knew there was still a lot in play.
Well, I'm sure the Franklins were pleasantly surprised.
We got a good organization here. A lot to look forward to.
Good luck with the next close. And there you have it. Cross Country Mortgage is dedicated to getting it done.
My name is Patrick Donahue, a franchise consultant with FranChoice, the premier network of franchise consultants in America. FranChoice is a company that helps people find a franchise business that's the perfect fit for them. We work with the people who want to own a business but don't really know how to find one that's both a top-notch opportunity and a great match. We specialize in franchise opportunities with the following 3 characteristics: low investment, high margin, and rapid break-evens. The best thing about our service is that it's free to the public. We're paid by franchise companies for this service. The process is simple. First, we do an introduction. Then the candidate provides me with information. We have a consultation based on that information, and we build what's called the model. Once we have that model, we'll share that with 3 great opportunities that match your criteria. I will follow up with you through the entire process. Obviously, the best opportunities fit the criteria mentioned above, and the right way to find those opportunities is to spend some time with the people who work with the very best franchise companies looking to expand in your local area. I'm humbled by your consideration, and I look forward to speaking with you soon.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the Nittany Lions Sports Report. Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the Nittany Lions Sports Report live on Bob Long Sports. Today we're going to talk about the offensive line and our man of the hour, the chef, the man himself.
This year, you're going to see all 4 guys run. They all bring a different style.
The quarterback is going to read the defensive end's eyes and make a determination. Am I going to keep this football or am I going to hand it off to the running back? And that is generally the point of the RPO. Look who we have. We have Chris Perangeli, our guest picker for the evening.
What does this win mean?
Been with the family for a long time. With our team chemistry, it was bound to happen.
Just close, baby!
Such a big win from Cross Country Mortgage. Dedicated to getting it done.
The coaches at LaSalle are great because they strive for you to be your best.
I was able to maximize my full potential in terms of opportunity in football, wrestling, and lacrosse.
They're going to be pushed to be the best they can be in the classroom, on the field, in the pool, and just overall as a person.
Student first, athlete second. Before you have success on the field, you have to have success in the classroom so you can be on the field.
One thing I think makes LaSalle Athletics stand out are the facilities that we have. One thing I think makes the athletic programs here so strong is definitely the coaching and the staff.
I think I've improved as a competitor here at LaSalle because I'm always being pushed by coaches and by my peers. Seeing my peers work hard makes me want to work harder as well.
No matter what your interests are, every single person here is going to make sure that you're able to fulfill your dreams and what you want to do.
What allows us to keep winning is just our really strong sense of tradition and pride. We know that 30 years before us they won the PCL, so we're going to go out there and we're going to do our best to succeed like the guys before us did.
What does your character look like? Does it bounce back after each setback? Does it stand out by standing up? Does it make good on good intentions? Character is invisible until it's not. Only through action will the world know what it's made of, what you're made of. Find out how you can strengthen the character of your community alongside empowered veterans and families of the fallen at travismanion.org.
I say that LaSalle fuels my passion because it has such great programs with what I'm interested in.
LaSalle affords you the opportunity to get involved in as much as you possibly want to. There's tons of different clubs and activities with any different interest you could have.
No matter what you're doing, you'll be supported by your peers, and LaSalle will become a place that you love to go to and you will want to go to every day.
I think it was pretty easy to make friends. I feel like the most friends I made came through my extracurriculars.
What I love about LaSalle is you could make relationships with other people by getting out of your comfort zone. That's what LaSalle really teaches us, to be open and be open to meeting new people.
You're always going to gain something from clubs. Even if you find out that that club isn't for you, you're still going to pull something away from it, come out with new friends, have new connections.
Getting involved definitely helps you meet new people.
You want to come to LaSalle because you want to be able to explore. You want to be able to try a number of different opportunities we have to offer here.
You're going to really discover what it means to be not only a LaSalle gentleman, but also develop with your own passions and have all these different opportunities to try things that you might not have had otherwise.
Welcome back inside Franklin Field, folks. This is Bob Long. Audio-only broadcast as St. Joe's Prep leads LaSalle 14-7. Now, as we mentioned right before we went to break, LaSalle and St. Joe's Prep are playing a rugby scrimmage here at halftime. And I'm going to turn it over to my buddy Ray. We've enjoyed watching this so far. Ray, tell us a little bit about the history of LaSalle rugby and what's going on here today. It's a highly entertaining match between LaSalle and St. Joe's.
So for LaSalle Rugby, they are facing St. Joseph's Preps in rugby at this halftime show. So this is sevens rugby. This is, I would argue, the hardest rugby to play because it's only 7 on a 100-meter field. You have 7 minutes for halves. So and you have a 1-minute halftime. So it's very hard to play, and it's very hard to master, to say the least. It's all about control of the ball and control and getting breakaways, to say the least. So I do want to bring up the history of rugby because, fun fact, rugby was the start of football, or at least football started off as rugby, and then it evolved as its own separate game. But it's very interesting to see that, as if when you see a lateral, they take that from rugby, or obviously from tackling, or from rucks, or from scrimmages, stuff like that. You see little bits of rugby throughout throughout football. So it's just a very interesting thing. And historically, LaSalle rugby has always been very prestigious. Shout out to Coach Derek. I got to play under him my freshman year. It's a very great program, very great sport. I highly encourage, let's say you don't make soccer, football, something in the spring, or something in the fall, or if you don't make something for the spring, a sport for the spring, go out and play some rugby. It seems more violent than it actually is. I promise you that it's not as violent as some other people have said that it is. It's a great game to play, great to stay in shape, great coaches all around for 15s, which is when you have 15 people on a field, and quarter or in half or halves are 45 minutes and 45 minutes. Shout out to Coach Nezwecki for her great job with that program, and Coach Derek for sevens. Both programs are really prestigious, and they've actually won. I know sevens won a state champ a little bit back. I want to say 2014, but I could be wrong. So it's just a great program all around. And again, I highly suggest if you're looking for a sport to play and you don't want to play football or soccer, go out and play some rugby. It's a lot of fun, coming from a former player.
Well done there, Ray. Thank you very much for giving us history of what's going on at LaSalle. Coaches Derek and Neswethy, I really appreciate you doing that. And again, if you're just joining us here, it is halftime of LaSalle against St. Joseph's Prep at Franklin Field. The clock ticking down is quite simply the halftime clock ticking us down. And LaSalle has been playing St. Joe's Prep in rugby. It's been entertaining here at half. The St. Joe's Prep Hawks are exiting the locker room at this point. We're going to take one more break and come back shortly for kickoff. In the second half, it'll be the LaSalle Explorers to receive.
Dunphy Ford is Mayfair's neighborhood Ford store.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfort Avenue. Generation after generation. Our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfort Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dunphyford.com.
Come experience the Dunphy difference. You'll be glad you did.
They said it couldn't be done, but somehow CCM was able to close this home in just 21 days. Carl, how'd you pull this off?
Oh, hard work, dedication, grinding.
Were you ever worried?
Well, you know, Chloe, they pinned us in deep in the second bedroom, inspection issues, but we regrouped. Knew there was still a lot in play.
Well, I'm sure the Franklins were pleasantly surprised.
We got a good organization here. A lot to look forward to.
Good luck with the next close. And there you have it. Cross Country Mortgages dedicated to getting it done.
My name is Patrick Donahue, a franchise consultant with FranChoice, the premier network of franchise consultants in America. FranChoice is a company that helps people find a franchise business that's the perfect fit for them. We work with the people who want to own a business but don't really know how to find one that's both a top-notch opportunity and a great match. We specialize in franchise opportunities with the following 3 characteristics: low investment, high margin, and rapid break-evens. The best thing about our service is that it's free to the public. We're paid by franchise companies for this service. The process is simple. First, we do an introduction. Then the candidate provides me with information. We have a consultation based on that information, and we build what's called the model. Once we have that model, we'll share that with 3 great opportunities that match your criteria. I will follow up with you through the entire process. Obviously, the best opportunities fit the criteria mentioned above, and the right way to find those opportunities is to spend some time with the people who work with the very best franchise companies looking to expand in your local area. I'm humbled by your consideration, and I look forward to speaking with you soon.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the Nittany Lions Sports Report. Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the Nittany Lions Sports Report live on Bob Long Sports. Today we're going to talk about the offensive line and our man of the hour, the chef, the man himself.
This year, you're going to see all 4 guys run. They all bring a different style.
The quarterback is going to read the defensive end's eyes and make a determination. Am I going to keep this football or am I going to hand it off to the running back? And that is generally the point of the RPO. Look who we have. We have Chris Perangeli, our guest picker for the evening.
What does this win mean?
Been with the family for a long time. With our team chemistry, it was bound to happen.
Just close, baby!
Such a big win from Cross Country Mortgage. Dedicated to getting it done.
The coaches at LaSalle are great because they strive for you to be your best.
I was able to maximize my full potential in terms of opportunity in football, wrestling, and lacrosse.
They're going to be pushed to be the best they can be in the classroom, on the field, in the pool, and just overall as a person.
Student first, athlete second. Before you have success on the field, you have to have success in the classroom so you can be on the field.
One thing I think makes LaSalle Athletics stand out are the facilities that we have. One thing I think makes the athletic programs here so strong is definitely the coaching and the staff.
I think I've improved as a competitor here at LaSalle because I'm always being pushed by coaches and by my peers. Seeing my peers work hard makes me want to work harder as well.
No matter what your interests are, every single person here is going to make sure that you're able to fulfill your dreams and what you want to do.
What allows us to keep winning is just our really strong sense of tradition and pride. We know that 30 years before us they won the PCL, so we're going to go out there and we're going to do our best to succeed like the guys before us did.
What does your character look like? Does it bounce back after each setback? Does it stand out by standing up? Does it make good on good intentions? Character is invisible until it's not. Only through action will the world know what it's made of, what you're made of. Find out how you can strengthen the character of your community alongside empowered veterans and families of the fallen at travismanion.org.
I say that LaSalle fuels my passion because it has such great programs with what I'm interested in.
LaSalle affords you the opportunity to get involved in as much as you possibly want to. There's tons of different clubs and activities with any different interest you could have.
No matter what you're doing, you'll be supported by your peers, and LaSalle will become a place that you love to go to and you will want to go to every day.
I think it was pretty easy to make friends. I feel like the most friends I made came through my extracurriculars.
What I love about LaSalle is you could make relationships with other people by getting out of your comfort zone. That's what LaSalle really teaches us, to be open and be open to meeting new people.
You're always going to gain something from clubs. Even if you find out that that club isn't for you, you're still going to pull something away from it, come out with new friends, have new connections.
Getting involved definitely helps you meet new people.
You want to come to LaSalle because you want to be able to explore. You want to be able to try a number of different opportunities we have to offer here.
You're going to really discover what it means to be not only a LaSalle gentleman, but also develop your own passions and have all these different opportunities to try things that you might not have had otherwise.
Second half begins now here on Bob Long Sports. This is an audio-only broadcast of LaSalle versus St. Joseph's Prep. Appreciate everybody being with us, and we're excited to bring you the action again. An audio broadcast, LaSalle not the home team here today, but the rights we were given to that were that of audio, and so we're excited to bring it to you that way. LaSalle will receive, again, gold helmets, white tops, and navy blue pants. St. Joe's Prep in all maroon, helmets, tops, and pants. Antonio Chata for St. Joe's Prep will kick it deep. He'll kick it from our left to our right. A huge crowd here today from Franklin Field as Chata laces one on a line, takes a tough hop, and LaSalle's had trouble getting on it. They do. That was dangerous. Again, Matt Mitchell on it.
I was about to say, that's the second time Matt Mitchell has made a big special teams play. First, pinning them back at the 2. There, a tough kick, actually a pretty bad kick by Chata. But, you know, it almost turned out in a very advantageous way for the Hawks.
I do want to point out, I'm curious, I want to say, what is the game plan for LaSalle and Joe's coming out of halftime? I mean, for Joe's, I just keep what they're doing, but for LaSalle, on offense, you want to know what I see more of? I was talking to Will at halftime about this. I want to see Paterzo throw the ball a little bit more, a little less screens. I want to see them test these cornerbacks, and we're going to see what they're going to do.
They're going to start in a pistol look. Sam Brown directly behind the quarterback, and there was a mistake. He looked the wrong way to Sam Brown. He ended up making something of it. A gain of 3. Guys, we talked in the first half about where you at and letting folks let us know where they're coming from. Of course, do that in the second half, but Aaron Miller sent us a note before the game and said that her parents, Mike and Kathy O'Neill, are celebrating their 50th wedding anniversary today at Franklin Field. They have 4 grandsons in the LaSalle football program this year. And this time they do get the handoff off to Brown. He's going to blow away. It's him and Keenan Nelson, and Sam Brown's winning the race. 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown Sam Brown. Sam Brown, he goes 82 yards for the touchdown.
That's some Saquon Barkley if I've ever seen one. That's Sam Brown showing his speed along with his power, being able to break that lace tackle from behind, going all the way and scoring that touchdown. What an amazing play for LaSalle. Great job to answer back against Joe's, dominating that first half. Such a great job for them to open up this first quarter.
What a play. Sam Brown cutting out to the right and then beating the South Carolina commit Keenan Nelson. It was a foot race between Nelson and Brown. Brown wins. Unbelievable. The 6'3", probably 220 back with the speed on the outside. Just impressive to see.
Who says the SEC's got the speed over the Big Ten, huh? Sam Brown going to Rutgers next year, outrunning the South Carolina corner.
Let's go, Bob. We are Penn State. Gotta make my relatives happy. Always room for Penn State. But Sam Brown, what a run. What a swing that LaSalle needed. LaSalle needed that swing of momentum in their favor. And St. Joseph's Prep, they're going to have to answer back. And I'm interested to see how Jones is going to come out of this. Looking at this tied, I'm really interested to see, and I'm also interested to see how their defense is going to be performing. If I'm LaSalle, I'm keeping that same containment on Jones like they have during the first half, so I'm going to see if they're going to be able to keep them up during this second half.
Boy, I tell you what, our folks Mike and Kathy O'Neill, as we were talking about them, their 50th wedding anniversary, they were certainly enjoying that run from Sam Brown. But as mentioned, their 50th anniversary, they're celebrating it here at Franklin Field. 4 grandsons in the LaSalle football program. Brennan Miller, a senior, Reed and Rylan, they're sophomores, and then Jack O'Neill is a freshman. Their son Mike O'Neill was the class of 1995 and also played for LaSalle. There's no place else they'd rather be. We appreciate Aaron Miller for sending us that nice message. Now, Santiago Serla kicks this one high. It is caught by Josh Barlow at the 5, out to the 25, and ridden down right at the 30. That's where Samaj Jones, and there's some late action there. Carson Wakefield got pile-drived after the whistle by number 39, Anthony Saka from St. Joe's Prep. No whistle.
Hey, I actually really like that no call there. They got tangled up. No one likes someone being on top of you. Wakefield got up a little hot, but nevertheless, I think a good no call there. There's a rivalry. There's no question that St. Joe's Prep and LaSalle, although 2 good Catholic schools in Philadelphia, they don't love to play against each other. Well, they do love to play against each other, but when they're on the field, they don't like each other whatsoever. So, you understand the rivalry. Great job by the officials not throwing the flag there.
Yeah, definitely will. It's going to be a little handsy during this game, so it's nice to see that the refs are, you can play it out, just keep it under control. And I agree with that call. I agree with Will.
Washington comes in motion. Instead, they hand it off to Barlow, and a nice stop there. Number 73 for LaSalle, Sam Ross. We saw Ronnie Ross check in at halftime, said he's listening to the game, and he saw himself on a LaSalle commercial. So Ronnie Ross, thanks for watching. And a nice play there by Sam Ross. A gain of just a half yard, 2nd and 10 it remains.
I do want to point out that LaSalle's been doing a great job of reading these RPOs and being able to get on them.
And they throw it to Elijah Jones, makes the play. And Dell Jackson couldn't bring him down. A stiff arm by Jones. That's going to be enough for a first down. Gain of 15 yards out to the 46. First down, St. Joe's Prep.
Jackson and Johnson now both on that far side have had trouble in open field tackling Luckily there, Jackson did get a piece of Jones, just, slow him down, let the defense recover. But open field tackling, easier said than done, but it's to win games, you have to make those tackles.
Agreed, Will. Agreed. You got to make those open field tackles. You can't let them pass you.
Straight drop back. They throw the lob. Looking again for Jones. Goes over the top and makes the play as he tiptoes the sideline. Ball put in the perfect spot. It's a gain of 25, and they're inside the 35. Ball spotted at the LaSalle 30. St. Joe's Prep is moving.
Anderson never saw that ball, never got his head turned, never located the ball. And it was just, first of all, beautiful throw by Samaj Jones.
Perfect.
You couldn't have placed it better. But you got to locate the ball, maybe knock it away. You're not going to get an interception there more likely than not. But just locate the ball, try to make a play on it. There was no really pass defense at all there.
Samaj Jones in the shotgun. He hands it off to Kasim Phillips. Ross got a hand on him. Dengo as well. And Dan Ford ends up the one to take him down after a gain of 1. Some extracurriculars there. And LaSalle arguing for a flag. Nothing's going to come. They play until maybe just after the whistle, and it'll be 2nd and 9.
Yeah, Brad Harris and Daryl Dengo got tangled up there, and no love lost between the two.
Definitely. That's the nice way to put it. And you see LaSalle or St. Joseph's Prep, they're coming at them. They're not slowing down. They want to straight back. They want to get that touchdown back.
Kasim Phillips on the outside. Kevin Hawley got a tackle on him, but it has to be Amir Anderson riding him out as he broke that tackle. He gains another 2 as he got to the boundary. 3rd down and 7. And guys, depending upon how St. Joe's executes on this 3rd down play, it's certainly well within Antonio Chada's range, but also decision time for Tim Roken as to whether this is 4-down territory.
If I'm Tim Roken, I'm going for it. I mean, I trust this offense. They've been performing well through this whole game, and I want to make a statement against this LaSalle defense.
And of course, still time to get a 1st down on 3rd down the traditional way as Samaj Jones steps back, now steps up. Looking to get to the line to gain, won't go. Stretched up, Abdul Carter in there on the stop. Dengo as well, and Daniel Ford chased him down. It's 4th down and 3, and let's see. Looks like St. Joe's is putting their heavy package in. Josiah Trotter checks into the game along with Eric Woods, the tight end. You don't see a ton of him unless you want to throw some extra beef on the line. So 1 tight end, 1 extra lineman, 3 running backs along with Samaj Jones. High snap, handoff to Barlow. Barlow
didn't get it.
Did not get that. He came up 1.5 yards short. LaSalle gets the stop as Antonio Chada watches from the St. Joe's Prep sideline.
What a statement by this LaSalle defense. St. Joe's was putting together a very nice drive there, I would say, Bob. And this LaSalle defense stands them up. I saw Abdul Carter break through that line, push him to the outside. And what a great play by the defensive end to tackle him behind that behind the 4th down marker and stopping them and giving this LaSalle offense 1st down. What a great play.
St. Joe's Prep, they've won 32 straight Philadelphia Catholic League games. They've won every game against LaSalle since the catch by Nick Ranella back in 2015 in the Philadelphia Catholic League Championship. Handoff on the first play comes to Sam Brown. He's got a nice gain in between the tackles for a gain of about 5. And guys, over the past 6 years, when those plays, those big plays in those games arose, LaSalle didn't make those plays over the last 6 years. Not that this one's in doubt. It's certainly well in doubt at this point, but those plays weren't made in the past, and that one was here. Sam Brown again on the pistol, gets the handoff, runs it up the middle, and gets a gain of 7. That's enough for a 1st down. Ball spotted at the LaSalle 32.
They're feeding the hot hand here with Sam Brown. Sam Brown really showing up in this game and just helping Paterzo in the pass and in the run. What a great job by this LaSalle offense to get that 1st down.
8:32 and ticking here in the 3rd quarter. LaSalle driving from right to left. Alan Paterzo actually lost his mouthpiece, has to pick it up, still has time with 18 on the play clock. Again in the pistol, E.J. Wentz lined up at tight end on the near side. They faked the give, and E.J. Wentz popped out, and that ball was thrown through his hands. He popped out, he was wide open, and perhaps Paterzo a bit too much zip on that one, and it's incomplete. Still one E.J. Wentz is going to want back.
I will say in Paterzo's defense, I mean, that defensive end was coming right at him. He had to get that ball out as fast as possible. Very, very rare for Wentz to drop a ball, but it was a great job by St. Joseph Prep's defense to hold LaSalle and force that incompletion.
Sam Brown bounces to the outside, breaks a tackle to the 40, and run out of bounds at the 45, gain of 13 and a first down. And guys, Joe Wade, this offensive coordinator, and the play call, they have it going on right now. Even that incompletion to E.J. Wentz, it had the St. Joe's Prep defense fooled, and they have some moxie going right now as they hurry it up. Again, handed off to Brown. That time won't go anywhere. Nice play by Matthew DeMond.
I think another thing that we have to say is a great job to this LaSalle offensive line. I mean, the past couple of games, they've been getting a lot of holding calls. Not to say that they're perfect today, but they've done a great job of keeping it clean, trying not to give up those penalties, giving up those 5 yards back, and they've done a great job of making holes for Sam Brown. And then another good job by the St. Joseph Prep's defense for making sure that this pass game isn't as great as LaSalle would like it, to say the least.
They go bunched here, guys. 2 running backs in the backfield. It's Stevie Davis and E.J. Wentz. High snap. Paterzo rolls. Paterzo runs out of time, throws it away, and it's going to fall harmlessly to the turf. St. Joe's Prep is looking for an intentional grounding, but Paterzo was hit as he threw, and that came up well short of Ryan Moore. 3rd down and 10, and a great adjustment by St. Joe's Prep defensively.
I think almost Paterzo, he didn't see the rush coming, so he almost got lucky that the ref saw his eyes downfield, knew that he wasn't just throwing the ball away, maybe saved an intentional grounding call, because Paterzo really never picked up the blitz from the near side.
Stevie Davis comes in motion. Now they throw the screen for Moore. A good block laid, and he's got a ton of room up the near side. 40, 30, 20. Run down by Keenan Nelson. Did he keep his feet in bounds? They say no. Near side judge marks him out at the 5-yard line, but that's a 50-yard throw and catch. A screen play, and LaSalle in business.
Oh my goodness, what a play by Ryan Moore. All I have to say is great execution. I want to give a great execution by those outside receivers for blocking for Moore, giving them all that room to run.
And Ryan Carr, left tackle, got out and laid the key block. Now 1st and goal. Sam Brown gets the handoff, dives forward, turns the legs, and he got maybe just one. 7:02 ticking here in the 3rd quarter. It'll be 2nd and goal from the St. Joe's Prep 4.
I just want to go back to that last play. Will, what a play by LaSalle. They are taking out huge chunks of yardage against the St. Joseph Prep's defense that we were so worried about going into this game. They are coming out of this second half with fire. They want this game. They've lost all those games in a row. They want this game.
Handoff, Stevie Davis, hit in the backfield. Daniel Daly just straight up beat his man on the offensive line. And it'll be 3rd down and goal, and don't discount how important this play here is in terms of the result of this game here tonight. St. Joe's Prep, they've been the top dog. LaSalle, you want to beat your rival? Here you go, 3rd and 5, inside the 5. Are you going to be kicking a field goal, or are you going to be punching it into the end zone? Here we go. 3rd and goal from the 5, 6:05 and ticking in the 3rd. It's an I formation. They go right to Sam Brown. Brown dives for the end zone. Touchdown. Broke one tackle at the line of scrimmage and dove his way to pay dirt. It's 20-14 LaSalle, halfway home here in the 3rd.
What a statement by LaSalle to start the second half. 2 touchdowns in this 3rd quarter. They are here, and they are here to make St. Joseph's Prep know that this is a game. This is not a blowout like last year. This team is here to play and to give them a run for their money.
10-21, the Sam Brown game. Goodness gracious, this is a statement game from Sam Brown. Esterle's kick is up and good. But Sam Brown, all the 100-yard rushing, 100-yard games that he's had in his career, never won against St. Joe's Prep. Never a 100-yard rushing game against St. Joe's Prep. Never has won against St. Joe's Prep. He's trying to change that today.
He wants this win. This is his senior game. This is his opener against the Catholic League, and he wants this win. Not to say that Joe's cannot come back and score. That offense put together a nice drive last time. Just unfortunate for them that they were not able to get the touchdown out of that drive.
This portion of today's game brought to you by Jim and Carrie. Jim McLaughlin, Carrie Guerin Boyle of the Carrie Guerin Boyle team at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Fox and Roach Realtors. The LaSalle Realtors. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, go to Jim, go to Carrie. Their contact information is below. They are true professionals in every sense of the word, and they do a phenomenal job for their clients. You can count me among them. They helped my wife and I buy our dream home, and we could not recommend any more strongly our partners, Jim and Carrie from the Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Fox and Roach Realtors team. And Santiago Sterla will kick this deep. LaSalle in the gold helmets, road white tops, navy blue bottoms, St. Joe's Prep, all scarlet here today. Sterla's kick is deep, but not all the way to the end zone. It's caught at the 3 by Elijah Jones, and LaSalle just throwing bodies around. That was Sean McFadden who blew up the key block and made the tackle at the 20-yard line. Guys, we talked about where you at, our favorite game to let us know where you're watching the game from. Buddy Werner says, listening from home, wants to give a shout out to LaSalle freshman wide receiver Bryce Werner, class of 2025, who's at the game here. Great work by the broadcast team, and I know he's talking about you guys because he's not talking about me. Thanks, buddy. And Carly Wade checking in from Harrisonburg, Virginia. He says, let's go Explorers and let's go number 4. I tell you what, Carly, I'm looking forward to Villanova. James Madison coming up next weekend down in Harrisonburg. That will be one heck of a football game.
So LaSalle, 2 touchdowns to start this second half. Let's see how St. Joe's Prep, Samaj Jones responds.
They hand it off up the middle to Kasim Phillips, and Daryl Dengo in there on the stop. Dan Ford in there along with Kevin Hawley. St. Joe's Prep maybe arguing a little bit of late contact after the whistle. We've seen a lot of that today here, and these folks letting each other know they're here. The officials letting them do it.
They're not letting us. They're not giving. For the first time, I think in a long time, St. Joe's Prep is like, we actually have a game here, folks. It's not a blowout, and I think that it's going to be interesting to see how their sophomore quarterback responds to it.
And Kasim Phillips, that's a great read as he gets it handed off to him. He's got a big gain of 17, and that's all Samaj Jones. It was the read option, guys. You're reading that outside defensive end. That defensive end made the decision to get at Jones, so Jones lets the ball go, and his running back Kasim Phillips glides up the sideline. Gain of 17, first down for St. Joe's at their own 40.
I do want to say that was a great run by Phillips, following the blocks, getting that outside, getting that open field.
4 wide receiver set, Samaj Jones in the shotgun, Kasim Phillips to his left, driving from left to right. And now a delay give is to Kasim Phillips. Abdul Carter comes up from the second level and makes the stop after a gain of just 2. And guys, Abdul Carter, he's obviously fantastic, has great tape. He is playing his best football here in his senior year, and that play, the diagnosis of what's coming there on the delay and the patience to wait for that and then come blow it up, not something we've seen from him in years past. He has combined those physical gifts with an innate understanding of the game. Now a quick out, and a great play by Elijah Jones, run out of bounds after a gain of 5. A flag is down near the line of scrimmage. As it stands, it would be 3rd and 3, but we await the call.
I do want to follow up. I want to say Abdul Carter's awareness. I love to see improvement by a player, and I feel like each game we see Abdul improve, and I love to see that. Same with Paterzo, same with Sam Brown. I feel like every game this LaSalle offense and defense improves. They learn from their mistakes, and I think they're playing their best football that I've seen all season tonight.
And it's going to go against St. Joe's Prep, so a 10-yard penalty. It was 2nd and about 9. They're throwing 2nd and 20 on the board. They may have subtracted a yard on that first down play, but they mark it at 2nd and 20, 4:34 to go. LaSalle with a 7-point lead over St. Joe's Prep midway through the 3rd. Samaj Jones drops straight back, shot over the top, and for nobody in particular. He was looking for Elijah Jones. That was a good 5 yards behind his intended target. Incomplete. It's 3rd and 20.
I think that was a miscommunication there with him and his receivers. I think he was actually aiming for Washington, who was a little bit further down, but I just don't think that he got there. But I could be wrong.
It's 3rd and 20, and this place is getting loud. The left side of the stands, where the LaSalle student section is wearing all black, is getting loud right now.
3rd down and 20. They need midfield for a first down. Samaj Jones takes the shotgun snap, Sneaks, lost the football. It's loose, and St. Joe's Prep is on it. It'll be 4th down. Blaine Bunch at the right spot at the right time, or that could have been disastrous for St. Joe's Prep.
I think that it goes to show that I think the sophomore in him, he's not looking up. He's rushing. I think this LaSalle front is putting pressure on him, and much rather than staying in the pocket and reading, he is getting out of that pocket. He's looking to run, and even on 3rd and 20, he was looking to run because he was worried about that defensive front.
Antonio Chata set to punt it. His heels at his own 15. A bad snap, and LaSalle got there. He got it off the side of his foot. It takes a LaSalle hop, and that's going to come across the original line of scrimmage, and LaSalle picked it up. That's going to be LaSalle football at their own, St. Joe's Prep 28-yard line.
Hey, big special teams play. Guess who? Matt Mitchell. Are you kidding me? This, again, I said this was the Sam Brown game. Matt Mitchell, hey, he's a nickel cornerback, doesn't play a ton of snaps on defense. The junior making the most out of the snaps that he does get, which is special teams. Huge play on the punt earlier today. Huge play on the kickoff where it was kind of a odd kick by Chata. And there he gets home on the high snap. Just a beautiful, beautiful game from Matt Mitchell.
Time to show my enthusiasm into it. Oh my goodness, as I've been saying this whole game, what a play. LaSalle is putting it all on the table during this game. They want this win. They want to break that streak.
Sam Brown on the rush and sneaks away and bounces to the outside looking for blocking. Not going to get the Rocco Nickel, a big-time stop. Because I'll tell you what, if he didn't get him, he could have been gone. 3:15 and ticking here in the third quarter. A loss of 3 for Sam Brown as he tried to bounce it to the outside.
I do want to say, Bob and Will, I love how LaSalle is playing. They are playing with grit. They are playing like they want this game. Joe's defense needs a stop here. They cannot give up a touchdown, to say the least. Even a field goal will suffice. They cannot give up more points to this LaSalle offense and put the momentum more in their favor.
Ball's at the St. Joe's Prep 28 right now. 2nd and 13. Paterzo in an empty set. Sam Brown on the outside. Paterzo steps up, throws across, and it's incomplete. And a late hit comes in. There comes the flag. That's going to go against Matthew Dumond. There's the call, roughing the passer, and Tim Roken cannot be happy with that one. He's got his hands on the back of his head as we look at him on the far sideline, and that is an absolutely monumental penalty against the Hawks.
And the St. Joe's Prep secondary got a little bit lucky there because when Paterzo rolled out, he had Ryan Moore right down the seam, wide open. The original look there was for Sam Brown. Great job by the safety coming over, providing the help. Then he looked. His second read also wasn't there. Throw a little short, but Ryan Moore right up the seam. He was open.
Yep, and I tell you, St. Joe's Prep bringing the noise and the pressure made that difficult on Paterzo, but I give the senior quarterback credit. He has forced a few balls this year, and I get it, right? You got a great arm, you got a great receiver, you're trying to slide it in there. That's something where a couple of games ago he may have tried to force that ball into double coverage. Great decision by the senior quarterback, and you live to see another down with the penalty. Now it's 1st and 10 from the 15. And it's a Wildcat with Ryan Moore. He keeps it himself, slammed down by Josiah Trotter, but not before a 6-yard gain up the middle. 2nd down and 4. 2:24 and ticking here in the third quarter, a game that LaSalle leads by 7.
Bob, I just want to say how everything's going in LaSalle's way right now. I don't know about that roughing the passer. I'm more of like I thought he was bringing him down, but LaSalle gets lucky with that penalty call, able to be within the 10-yard line of St. Joseph's Prep.
Sam Brown takes the give, and he's going to get right near that line to gain. A gain of about 4 he needed 4, all going to depend on the spot. They spot him at about the 5.5. And they're going to say he's a yard short.
And this might not, well, barring today's, 2 wild QB sneaks, this might not be QB sneak range just yet. There is, a full yard in between the 3rd down marker and the yard to gain.
It's a tight set, though. Sam Brown, it is a sneak, and he walks into the end zone. Alan Paterzo, like Moses, parts the Red Sea. LaSalle leads 27-14. Will, there was just nobody there.
I agree, Bob. There was nobody there. And I love that call, parting the Red Sea. He just walked right into that end zone. He's not known for his mobility, but he shows it right there with that rushing touchdown.
Yeah, the parting of the Red Sea indeed, Bob. This QB sneak, I mean, this is a 5-yard play now. It's honestly unbelievable that every QB sneak has resulted in at least 5 yards today. Barring Samaj Jones's spin move first down. I had to think about that one real quick.
The extra point is good, and Santiago Sterla tacks it on. It's 28-14. And guys, it's a unique formation. Joe Wade has employed some formations that not only have I not seen from LaSalle this year, I guarantee you St. Joe's Prep has not seen. And that's a 5 wide receiver set with all 5 wide receivers bunched in basically the distance between those 2 hashes. Now, they're college hashes, but that is a tight set to get all 11 guys there in that type of distance. And then you bring Sam Brown in motion, some confusion amongst the linebackers. You're looking for the jet sweep, so you widen that defense, and that's where that crease opens up. Absolutely unbelievable. And LaSalle leads 28-14.
Bob, I do want to bring up, I think it's very interesting how St. Joseph's Prep is going to come back. How are they going to respond to these 2 touchdowns when they were leading at half, or when they were leaving at, or 3 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns when they were leading at halftime? I'm interested to see how this offense is going to respond, especially after that botched special teams by their punter. I want to see how the sophomore how Jones handles this deficit.
Santiago Sterla boots this one, and it's caught in the end zone, so automatically a touchback here at the high school level. Where are you at? Let us know where you're watching the game from. We got a lot of folks checking in. Diana Sugg, Let's Go LaSalle, Tim Fiedler fans cheering on from Baltimore. RL says he's checking in from Pipersville. Shout out to sophomore QB John McSorley. Pat Coyle checking in from Delray Beach, Florida. Says, let's go Explorers. Colin Barrett, former LaSalle College High School cross country and track and field legend. I'll call you legend, Colin. Hope you're well, buddy. Long time no see. Now, St. Joe's Prep back to the offense. It's a read option, and Samaj Jones pulls it, goes up the middle. That's a gain of 11 yards across the 30, and it is a first down for St. Joe's Prep.
I like that play by Joe's. I like that it's just a simple run. They're not looking to do anything special right now. They're just looking to get a touchdown and make it a 1-score game. I agree with that play calling, and I like that they're using Jones's feet now, because I feel like that LaSalle defense has been putting them that they hasn't been able to utilize them as much as oh my.
Sean McFadden came off the corner on a blitz. It was a read option. He tried to throw it into the flat, and McFadden got big, knocked it down. Jones nearly threw it into his arms. Could have been a pick 6.
Definitely. Now going back to after I was praising Jones for his feet, I agree. I think that St. Joseph's Prep needs to run the ball. I think that's the more conservative and better strategy for this drive right here.
2nd down and 10. Samaj Jones keeps again on a read option, gets 9. He needed 10. Maybe they'll give him 8, so it'll be 2nd down and 2. Ball at the 39-yard line of St. Joe's Prep. Final 49 seconds of the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, and if I'm, St. Joe's Prep's play caller right now, I'm keeping the ball in Jones's hands, right? I mean, he's getting the first downs with his legs. Big third down here, though.
They hand it off to Blaine Bunch, and LaSalle gets the stop. Sam Ross, a big loss. Call it a loss of 2.
And the read option there, well, do we really know if it was a read option? Maybe not. Maybe a designed run. But if Jones had held that, Ross kind of had already snuck out to the outside. He had the ball carrier in his sights the whole time. Jones could have maybe tucked in and picked up the first down.
Yeah, definitely. But there is a penalty on LaSalle, though. And it's on the defense. It's a St. Joe's first down. Wow. That's not what you want for St. Joseph Prep, to say the least.
Face mask called against LaSalle.
Well, There goes a great play by the LaSalle defense to a 15-yard gain by the St. Joseph Prep's offense. If I'm St. Joe's Prep, I'm taking advantage of this. I'm going to keep it, as Will said, in my quarterback's arms, and I'm going to let him run it.
This time he's going to throw it. Double move. Throws over the top. Makai Johnson there in coverage and couldn't let Elijah Jones get access to that ball along the sideline. It was a double move there by Jones. Good protection up front by the St. Joe's Prep front. And it's going to be 2nd down and 10. This ball at the LaSalle 47-yard line. Guys, that was a 15-yard penalty on the face mask. We saw the 5-yard variety earlier in the game. That one was a grab and hold personal foul against LaSalle. 2nd and 10. A tight end on the left side, one running back, and they hand it up the middle to Josh Barlow, who is sized up and deposited by Abdul Carter. It is a decent gain, a gain of 3 for Barlow. But Abdul Carter raises his arms to the sky and asks for more noise from the LaSalle sideline.
Bob, I just want to go back to what we were talking about earlier about how Abdul's all over the place and his awareness.
Quarter number 3 in the books. This is an incredible crowd here today. The entire bottom side of Franklin Field is full. Will Ryan, he's hanging out over the catwalk. Be safe over there, buddy. But he's telling us that there's a lot of folks up top here as well. So if you can imagine it, on the far sideline, they're actually doing construction, so there's no seats there. Nobody's sitting in the end zone. They're restricting everybody to one side of the field. Just a wall of noise kind of behind and under us, and then above us, some folks in the second level as well. Just absolutely incredible for a high school football game. What do you say, guys? You want to do this again the second week in November, same time, same place for a Catholic League championship? There's a couple other teams that are going to have something to say about it, Archbishop Wood being one of them, but this is unbelievable.
I would say if I'm LaSalle, this is such an important win that they need to get to move on to Archbishop Wood at the end of the season. This is going to be huge momentum for the rest of their season. And they're leading by 2 touchdowns in the beginning of this 4th quarter. If I'm St. Joe's, I need a touchdown, and I need it fast. I want to get a fast touchdown. I want to make this momentum for LaSalle to stop. I want to make them think about their plays and put pressure on Alan Paterzo and the offense.
Well, let's see what they have here. It's 3rd down and 7. A huge play, likely 4-down territory on the LaSalle side of midfield. They run the screen, good blocking down the field. Elijah Jones won't get there.
Heck of a tackle by Kelby Hampton. My goodness. Again, first game of the year. He's going to be just short of the line to gain. It's going to be about 4th, and give him 1, I would say.
Yeah, so, of course, the offense stays on the field. The ball's at the LaSalle 38-yard line, needing in between the 37 and the 36 for the first. They come out with an extra lineman on the right side, the tight end on the left side, Eric Woods. Fullback Dane Picarillo, and now a timeout on the field called by LaSalle College High School. 11:24 remaining here in the 3rd quarter, and this portion of today's game is brought to you by E&M Insurance in North Wales, a great spot to buy insurance, whether for your personal or your business. Property and casualty side insurance. Chris Marr from the class of 1989 on the alumni board does a ton for LaSalle, sent 2 of his sons to LaSalle. I can tell you, if you want the best service and you want the best prices, go to Chris. Maybe you have a youthful age driver right now, somebody that's either gotten his license or about to get his license. I think this is a great opportunity to go talk to Chris. I'm not in that position right now, but it is a fear of mine, a teenage driver at some point in my wife's future, hopefully. And yeah, at that time, we're going to be calling Chris to make sure we got the right coverages. So that's E&M Insurance in North Wales. Thanks to them for their partnership. 4th down and 1. From the LaSalle 38, St. Joe's Prep, it's Samaj Jones in the shotgun. In motion comes Washington. They throw it quick across the line, makes the catch, has the first down. Abdul Carter makes the stop, but well beyond that line to gain. Guys, they ran that same play, just switched it. Washington comes in motion. 2 receivers go down and block. He catches the ball behind the line of scrimmage. No issue with downfield blocking. Really good from Tim Roken and the offensive coordinator.
I couldn't agree more, Bob. I love that play calling, getting that ball into their playmaker's hand. Washington being a little quiet this game, but great job of getting it into his hands.
Blaine Bunch Gets the handoff deposited there by Matt Wills. The little guy, that linebacker, as he whacks the side of that gold helmet. He's fired up. Gain of 3 for Blaine Bunch.
I think a lot of LaSalle fans are fired up, especially after this showing in that third quarter. That was LaSalle's quarter, but Joe's seeming to put it together another drive. Let's hope that they can capitalize for the Joe's fans and score a touchdown on this drive.
And again, it is going to be Bunch. He's got blocking on the outside. He's going to get first down yardage. Skittered out along the boundary, but does have the line to gain at the 23.
Hey, Amir Anderson, overall a pretty good game today. There, he let the running back get to the outside, break, contain, and that's when the first downs happen like that.
Yeah, shout out to Amir. I've been in a few classes with him. He's a great dude. He's a hard worker. Always puts a lot of thought into what he does. So he's a great player, a great person, and I think that he's had a great season, and it's a shame that I let him on the outside.
LaSalle brings the blitz. Samaj Jones read it well up the middle. Big gain. Gain of 14 yards. He's inside the 10-yard line. It'll be first and goal for St. Joe's Prep. Again, that read option, guys, they've been running it very consistently, and that's the right pull.
Looks like St. Joseph's Prep is taking play out of my book. As I said, I'm becoming their coach. As a joke with my family, I would always say I'm the coach and I would call it, but they're doing that read option that I wanted them to do.
Rush to the 6. It's a gain of 3 yards, second and goal.
A nice play there by Sean McFadden, coming off the edge again. He's been coming off the edge quite a lot today. He's been rather aggressive, and it hasn't really gotten him in trouble yet. He's had that nice pass deflection, nice tackle there, as this place is starting to get loud.
Second down and goal from the 6. St. Joe's Prep driving to the left end zone as we see it. Ball on the near hash, and 3 receivers on the far side. Blaine Bunch and Dane Picarillo is at quarterback. Number 13, the backup quarterback for the first time. Picarillo throws a lob to the outside, and that's through the arms of David Washington. Incomplete. Don't blame Picarillo. That ball was there. It was clasped with 2 hands. It'll be third down and goal.
I think that he was feeling the pressure from Amir Anderson, the receiver. Sadly dropped the ball. I mean, Picarillo, what a throw. That was a dime and a half, if I've ever seen one. If I'm St. Joe's, I'm going to do a read option.
Guys, I may have missed something here, but Samaj Jones was out for just 1 play. If it's context clues, I might have guessed he would have lost his helmet on 1 play. Have to sit out 1. He's back in the game. Third down and goal. He drops straight back. Throws across the middle. Caught. Touchdown, St. Joe's Prep. That one was into traffic across the seam.
Well, he had Elijah Jones to his right without a soul in sight. Instead, he throws into coverage, but he puts it on the mark. Beautiful play there by Samaj Jones.
I like his play there. I like that he sat in the pocket. He's done what I've been wanting him to do. He sat there. He read the field. He looked, and he found an open receiver in the end zone. Great play by St. Joe's. Great job starting this quarter, scoring that touchdown.
I agree, Ray. Certainly found an open receiver. I'm with Will. Not the most open receiver. There truly was nobody on that side of the field, and he would have walked into the end zone on a screen pass. But nonetheless, Samaj Jones, let's give the sophomore credit. He's down 2 touchdowns. He's got all this on his shoulders. The ghost of Kyle McCord, who's playing in Columbus right now, and the ghost of a 32-game win streak led by that golden class of Kyle McCord and Jeremiah Trotter and Marvin Harrison. And of course, it started even before those guys. But there's a lot to uphold here with this St. Joe's Prep tradition, and he's done a wonderful job doing so throughout the first part of the season. He's got a lot to say. 9:31. It's a 1-possession game, Will.
Absolutely, and you want to talk about a weight on your shoulders. Being the starting quarterback of St. Joe's Prep alone is a big enough weight on your shoulders. When he's getting the bulk of the carries, I mean, he's taken, when you think about it, when you look at the numbers, almost running back number 1 and QB number 1 type snaps for St. Joe's Prep. It's quite impressive what Samaj Jones is doing only as a 10th grader.
That is definitely true, and I like his response here in this opening drive of the 4th quarter. I like the response, and I think that I'm interested to see LaSalle's response on offense.
Guys, before that fourth quarter started, as this is a low kick, Matt Mitchell comes up and scoots across the 25, taken down there. It was going to be third down and about 15 yards, if not for a 15-yard face mask penalty that put St. Joe's Prep on the plus side of midfield. Huge penalty there, and St. Joe's Prep, championship-type team that they are, takes advantage of that opportunity. Now, LaSalle comes back onto the field, and before they do, we're going to tell you about the Station Tap House in Doylestown, Pennsylvania, recently featured on Fox 29. Joe Wade owns the restaurant there, does a wonderful job. The Wade family very well connected within LaSalle. If you're looking for a great place to go get a great meal, go to Station Tap House right at the end of the R5 line in Doylestown. First down and 10, and it's a Wildcat. Moore gets to the boundary, cuts inside at the 30 and stays right along the guidelines there. He gets near the line to gain, but it's going to be a yard short, a 9-yard gain on first down for the Wildcat Moore.
I agree with that call by LaSalle. I like that they're getting it in Moore's hand. I also want to see them give it to Sam Brown. He's been hot the last couple of plays, and I want to see him get the ball too.
An impressive point in that play was Alan Paterzo picking up a block on the outside. Your starting quarterback, he doesn't get all the snaps like other quarterbacks do. Samaj Jones, he's gotten all but one snap today. Paterzo, not that same player, but he's picking up blocks.
And that one is thrown to the outside. First catch of the day for Noel Henry. First down for LaSalle, gain of about 10.
And he did a great job of utilizing that first catch. Bob, I like that he broke a tackle, was able to get a little bit more yardage out of it. And I like Paterzo there. Great read, great throw, great overall play execution. And I want to go back. I like that Paterzo blocks. He's a selfless team player, even though he doesn't get all the snaps.
This time he does get the snap and hands it off to Stevie Davis, who makes one miss. Makes another miss at the 50, cuts at the 45, dropped at the LaSalle, make that St. Joe's Prep 44-yard line, a gain of 13 and a first down.
There goes my man, Speedy Davis. He's showing that elusiveness on that play, breaking a few tackles, getting that outside, and getting past that first down marker.
And now it becomes a game of the clock as well. 8:23, LaSalle leads 28-21. They're driving in St. Joe's Prep territory, and again, mistake. Alan Paterzo turned to the wrong side, or running back went to the wrong side. Either way, miscommunication when he went to hand the ball off. Stevie Davis, he wasn't there. He takes a loss of 4.
And Larry Thiel coming, hobbling off the field, not a good thing for the Explorers.
Definitely not. Thiel, a very good offensive lineman. It's not good to see him hobbling, but he was able to do it on his own will. Mr. Crow tending to him. Let's hope that he's okay.
Second down and 14. Still on St. Joe's Prep side of the field at the 48. And Alan Paterzo, he takes it himself. He's across the 45, nestled down at the 41. Gain of 6, third down and 7 upcoming.
I would say great job by Paterzo. He's not known for his mobility, but right there, he was able to follow the blocks and gain a few yards and make up for the sack that he took. If you can hear that now, viewers, that is the St. Joseph's Prep student section. They are loud, and they are trying to throw this LaSalle offense
off. Yes, sir.
Off.
They're a little closer to us than LaSalle student section. They sound good. Now to the outside. Caught by Sorge. Sorge taken down. Just a gain of 2. What a great pursuit by Emilio Agard. Sophomore sensation cornerback.
Now if you're LaSalle, this is the play. This play could hinge the game. It comes down to these plays right here. Are they going to punt it, or are they feeling confident they're going to go for it?
Ball's at the 37. They need the 34 for a first down. Maybe in between the 33 and the 34 for a first down. They're on St. Joe's Prep side of midfield, and the offense stays out there. Joe Wade says, we want this one now. Now keep an eye. Ryan Moore is way back there, so he may actually punt this if he doesn't get the look he wants. But he does get the look he wants. He takes off, and now he does punt it right at the last second. And it's knocked out of bounds at the 1-yard line. Now the officials are going to talk about this. Did LaSalle give St. Joe's Prep an opportunity to catch the football? It was knocked away by Shamir Johnson. It's not going to be a safety.
That's at the inch line.
But I think that ball is at the 1. It was right along the sideline. Ryan Sorge was there trying to catch it. Shamir Johnson, what an unbelievable play. In fact, Will, I don't know that he didn't know. I'm not sure he knew that was a punt.
I think that
in
it
some
looked like he was
ways,
trying to bat the ball away.
It's like he thought Ryan Moore threw that ball. I mean, Ryan Moore came to the sideline. He got within about 4 yards of the first down marker, got right to the line of scrimmage, and decided to punt the football. He got it down to the 1 yard line where Sorge was waiting for the football. Shamir Johnson comes out of nowhere, deflects it, almost like Sorge was trying to catch the football and go into the end zone. I think Johnson thought that was a pass, and it went sideways out of bounds, almost nicked the pylon, and St. Joe's Prep has the football inside the 1 yard line. Truly one of the most unbelievable plays I've ever seen.
We've seen that throughout the season, and here goes a QB sneak, I expect, by St. Joseph Prep. Let's see if they can get 5 yards.
As there are whistles all over the place.
Yeah, they may want to talk about this. St. Joe's Prep has to get this right.
We're still waiting on the call from the officials here.
And I don't think there is a call. They're just going to give them a new play clock. They just asked to and were granted a new 25, and now whistles abound.
Just to go back to that last play, you want to add to the list of things that Ryan Moore can do. Oh, yeah, he can be your Wildcat quarterback. He can be your wide receiver. He can be your free safety. He can be your punt returner. He can be your punter, too. What the heck? Ryan Moore, unbelievable what he does for this team. And he picked up an offer from Villanova earlier this month. Well-deserved from Ryan Moore.
Yeah, what
now a flag comes in, guys. My apologies. Let's take a look at this. It's going to go against St. Joe's Prep. Whatever it is, it's not going to matter. Back them up 2 inches towards the shadow of their own goal line.
Yeah, that'll go down as a grand total of maybe a 1 foot penalty yard.
Yeah, I just want to go back to Moore. What a great player.
Real quick, Ray,
honestly.
before we do, they're taking a look, and they are going to sneak it with Samaj Jones. That time, not the 5 yard variety. He got 1. Go ahead, Ray.
Oh, yeah. Just want to say 1 yard, and I just want to talk about Moore. What a great player, great person, just a great teammate. He's a selfless player. I've seen him play on LaSalle. He's a great person. I've seen him around the school. Just what a great overall player in person. Congratulations on that Villanova offer, and I'm so happy to see him incorporated in the offense and be able to do that very strange punt play.
Now they do run the ball with Phillips, and that's going to be a probably 15-yard face mask. He got the first down and was pulled down with a clear face mask. St. Joe's Prep, they got out of the shadow of their own goalpost, that's for sure. And they're going to be in business here.
Again, this place is getting loud. The St. Joe's Prep offense working right in front of their student section, who's sporting an all-white look today. It's actually a pretty fun atmosphere today here at Franklin Field in University City.
Definitely, and here comes back those penalties, scraping back against this LaSalle team, starting to take their toll on them.
5 yard variety, so St. Joe's Prep is at their own 17-yard line. Again, wearing all scarlet here today.
Bob, I just want to point out the time, 5:35.
There was a lot of movement there, not called for a false start. Instead, up the middle goes Samaj Jones on the read option. Gain of 9.5, maybe 10. Yes, a full 10, moving the sticks.
And Bob, you mentioned the all-scarlet look for the St. Joe's Prep. They were actually one of 5 teams selected by Jordan to get a Jumpman alternate. So these are actually an alternate jersey for them. Brand new this year. They debuted them actually at Franklin Field earlier in their contest versus Gonzaga.
I will admit they are a nice-looking jersey, to say the least.
Pecorillo comes in motion. They hand it off to Kasim Phillips. It wasn't a great handoff, but it did get to Phillips. He gets about 2. It'll be 2nd down and 8, 4:55 to go. Ball spotted at the 30.
Bob, I want to talk about how this clock's going to come into effect. If I'm St. Joe's, I want to take my time with this drive. I want to bleed that clock, and I want to make sure every play counts. If I were the coach, I would not want to go fast.
Samaj Jones pulls again, not much doing, maybe got 3. It'll be 3rd down and 5, 4:30 and ticking.
And it's important with that, 4:26 now on the clock. St. Joe's does still have all 3 of their timeouts, so say if they don't convert here on 3rd down, no need to give LaSalle great field position. Put Chata back there, punt. You still have 3 timeouts to get the ball back.
I agree. I would trust their defense.
3rd and 5. They need the 37-yard line for a 1st down. Samaj Jones takes the shotgun snap, and we got a penalty flag, stops the play in the area of false start, and that's what it's going to be. 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, Owen Garwood took off there a little before the snap.
I mean, I can't blame him for being nervous. It's play, as I've been saying, it's played the 4th quarter. I don't care what happens the rest of the game. This 4th quarter determines a lot in games. And we saw St. Joseph's Prep score in the beginning of this quarter. Now it's only a 1-touchdown game. Every play counts, and I'm interested to see what their play call will be here.
Under 4 minutes to go. 3rd and 10. Samaj Jones with 4 wide receivers. He gives it off to Blaine Bunch. He's got a lot of room, but Abdul Carter makes up the space. Dropped after a gain of 7. They needed 10. 4th down and 3. And that is something where scheme did not beat talent. That was a brilliant call by Roken. A nice read by Samaj Jones. He had the gap. That gap was erased by a guy who's going to Penn State next year. Got all the measurables you could ask for. A lot of heart, too, from Abdul Carter.
Yeah, and what's so important about that false start by Garwood on the near side, the play before the clock kept running. It's now 3 minutes and 10 seconds remaining, so they now have to go for this.
4th and 3. In motion comes Washington, and it's a draw up the middle. 1st down. Samaj Jones, he reached across the 40-yard line to the 41. All he needed was the 38. Lost his helmet, guys, so he's going to have to come off the field for 1 play, or St. Joe's Prep has to burn a timeout. I can tell you they're not doing that.
Yeah, the equipment manager might be in the hot seat here today. I mean, they need to get Samaj Jones a little, maybe a better helmet, though. Dane Picarello made a great throw last time he was in the game at quarterback. He's going to be in the obviously in the game at quarterback again for this huge snap.
1st down and 10. Picarillo thought about throwing it, nowhere to go, and dropped for a loss. A loss of 1. And I tell you what, he didn't look comfortable there, didn't make the throw. That's a good thing. There was coverage out there, and that would have been trouble throwing that into traffic on the screen.
I tell you what, Del Jackson blew that play up before it even began. He was right at the line of scrimmage, right on his receiver. Beautiful play by Del Jackson, the junior.
I do want to talk about how Picarello is their version, I want to say, of Ryan Moore. He's that athletic player who could be all over the field and can even play quarterback.
Dropping straight back is Jones. Daryl Dengo. He got rid of the football. I don't think there's anybody in the area. He certainly was out of the tackle box. There's no flag at this point. Dengo was in there along with Daniel Ford. The 2 receivers on that side of the field ran streaks. And there comes the flag after the conversation. Intentional grounding. And Daryl Dengo, Daniel Ford blew up that play, beat their man on the offensive line. And St. Joe's Prep is going to face a 3rd down and long with the loss of down. No, it's not 4th down. This isn't Penn State Auburn with SEC officials.
Oh my God.
But it is a loss of just 1 singular down.
I love that, Bob. I love that Penn State reference. But if I'm St. Joe's right now, every play counts. And if I'm them, what are you thinking of their play calling here? I want to get it to my play maker. I want to get it to Washington. That is my goal with this play, and to get him into open field.
It's 3rd down in a country mile. 3rd and 27. The ball's at the St. Joe's Prep 23. They need midfield for a 1st down. And you have to think about this as a 2-play saga to get to that line. Samaj Jones throws into the flat and right through the arms of number 4, Keenan Nelson. That's right, that Keenan Nelson, the defensive back going to South Carolina next year. He's in there for snaps offensively and dropped the football.
At first look, that ball looked like it maybe was intended for Josh Barlow, maybe a little overthrown. I don't think it was, but that's just what it looked like from here. Went to Nelson. Nelson, he maybe also thought it was going to Barlow. Who knows? No matter what, a miscommunication. As St. Joe's Prep,
they're going to punt the football.
Bringing out the punting unit. That's when it comes into play where they have 3 timeouts remaining.
Except that there's nobody back there to punt the football. Where are they snapping it? They snapped it to Josiah Trotter, and Josiah Trotter loses 6 yards. He's down. St. Joe's Prep, it's like half of them knew what was going on. The other half didn't. Josiah Trotter has his palms to the sky. That was absolutely a mistake on St. Joe's Prep's end, and it couldn't have come at a worse time. Guys, there would have been no problem punting that football. They had a punch formation just without the punter. I don't know if there were 10 guys on the field or if there was actually something they were trying to run as a fake, but boy, that could not have gone any worse.
Bob, if I'm punting the football, I would think the first requirement is having a punter. That would be my thought, but I'm going to bet St. Joseph's Prep wants that play back.
There are 2 plays, guys, on special teams that I've never seen before.
Agreed.
And now LaSalle runs the football. Sam Brown. They're going to force St. Joe's Prep to burn their timeouts. But that clock still ticks for the time being. 147, 140. Yes, now they do burn it after about 4 seconds. St. Joe's Prep had the full complement of timeouts, so it'll be 2nd and 7. LaSalle well within the field goal range of Santiago Sterla with the ball at the St. Joe's Prep 13. And barring a fumble and any type of turnover or a missed field goal, LaSalle has to feel really, really good at this stage of the football game. But again, 2 special teams plays that I've never seen before. Ryan Moore looked like he actually had a shot to get the first down, made that decision right when he got to the line of scrimmage. Hey, I'm going to punt this football. That's a role and that's a freedom that was given to him by the special teams coordinator. He punted it down to the 1-yard line where Ryan Sorge was trying to catch it to pin St. Joe's Prep back. The St. Joe's Prep defender thought that he was trying to catch a touchdown pass, knocked it out of bounds at the 1-yard line. And then there, 4th down and 27 yards. And they don't send a punter out there. They snap it to Josiah Trotter, who clearly wasn't expecting it. Things I've never seen before.
I tell you what, I'm actually a fan of this formation here. Ryan Moore with the ball. I don't want any shadow of an idea of maybe letting this ball go in the air here.
And Stevie Davis got the carry, lost 1. Timeout St. Joe's Prep. It's funny you say that, though, guys. Ryan Moore did give that ball to Stevie Davis. It looked like a little bit of miscommunication on that read option. Stevie Davis got it, was fine, but did not look clean on the exchange.
So there's a line that you have to play with. Do you want your quarterback, Alan Paterzo, who isn't as mobile as Ryan Moore in the game right now, but he has the relationship with the running backs more than Ryan Moore? Or do you want Ryan Moore, who can run the ball himself? It's really a personnel decision that Joe Wade and John Steinmetz need to make.
Will, I do want to point out that Paterzo did miss 2 reads, miscommunications with his running backs throughout this game. So if I'm LaSalle, I'd much rather go Moore, because if the play blows up, I think that Moore can make something out of nothing with his legs. And as Bob alluded to, this is field goal range. If LaSalle hits this field goal, they're up by 2 scores. And I would say that it would be hard-pressed for St. Joe's to come back from that. Though there's still plenty of football to play, don't get me wrong.
3 backs in the backfield. Ryan Moore, the Wildcat, fakes the give, and he'll turn it up the field. Looks to get to the sideline and does stay in bounds. Taken down for a loss of 2. That back to the original line of scrimmage. 4th down, timeout called by St. Joe's Prep. 93 seconds on the clock, and here comes Santiago Sterla.
Can we not stress how important this field goal is? I cannot stress it enough.
Ray, I agree. Tough to disagree with that one. It's a 32-yard attempt coming up here for Santiago Sterla. This would make it a 2-possession game.
Because, Bob, as you said, it's a 2-possession game, and I trust Sterla. As I've been saying since last game, I have a lot of faith in him. He's a hidden weapon. It's so rare. I mean, these 2 teams both have great kickers. In high school, you don't see that as often. But I like both these kickers, and I like Santi hitting this field goal. I have faith in him, and I have faith in our defense once we get back to hold that St. Joe's Prep offense and to get the game. But if I'm St. Joe's Prep, I'm hoping for a miss. I'm sending everyone in on Santi to try and block this kick.
Well, sure.
And I'm hoping for a blocked kick, and for my offense to get on this field as fast as humanly possible to score a touchdown.
Ball is spotted at the 16-yard line.
This will be
so they'll spot it at the 23. A 33-yarder from the near hash for Santiago Sterla, the left-footed kicker.
This would be the longest he's made this year. He's made 28, 27, and 29.
Good snap and hold. Ball is down, and it is blocked. Blocked by St. Joseph's Prep. And it's Keenan Nelson, headed to South Carolina next year. He got through, he got up, and he blocked it. So St. Joe's Prep, life and then some momentum here from Franklin Field. $1:29 to go. And LaSalle's defense comes out to try to get one last stand. Samaj Jones, the sophomore quarterback, it's his opportunity to lead his team on a game-tying drive.
Bob, oh, sorry, Will, but I do just want to point out how important it is for St. Joe's with 0 timeouts to be fast, to get to those sidelines. If I'm them, I want those receiver screens that they've been running, and I want them to get to the out-of-bounds line as soon as humanly possible.
1:29 on the clock. Jones throws it away, and I don't know if there's anybody in the area there. Abdul Carter blew up the left tackle, got all the way into the backfield.
I got to think this is another situation where the refs are going to talk about maybe a flag, and there it comes. Flag. It's going to be an intentional grounding. That's the second time Jones has taken one of them. I believe that's going to be a loss of down.
Oh, yeah.
Not sure about the clock. Does the clock keep running after an intentional grounding? I know
I believe it does.
Yeah, I believe so.
And it's going to be, at least a 10-yard loss. They're backing up by the 5. The ball was spotted at the 20, and now it's spotted at the 8. By the way, let's talk about that for a second. The ball was spotted on the 16-yard line when LaSalle kicked that field goal that was blocked. The ball was physically kicked from the 23, and they spotted St. Joe's Prep at the 20. So I think that's a mistake of a couple yards one way or the other. But the ball's all the way back at the 3-yard line after the penalty. Samaj Jones drops straight back in his end zone. Looking downfield, fires, and it's caught inbounds by Owen Garwood. So St. Joe's Prep moves up to the line quickly. Ball spotted at the 15. It's 3rd down and 15 yards. They need the 30 for a first.
That was a heck of a catch by Garwood. It was McFadden in coverage. McFadden was all over him.
And now they false started. I think that was Garwood. He left a little bit early from the slot, and that's the call. 1:02 on the clock. It'll be 3rd down and 20, right?
Bob, I just want to say these penalties in this 4th quarter have been killing St. Joseph's Prep. It's really crazy to see because usually I don't see them getting this many penalties. Look at the 1st quarter. They played a very clean game, and now you see 2 intentional groundings by their quarterback, and now you see 2 false starts in this 1 quarter alone. I think you feel the nerves that Jones is feeling because this rivalry games mean so much to these 2 schools.
3rd down and 20. Shotgun snap. He runs out of time, throws it into the ground. That time Kasim Phillips was in the area. You won't get any intentional grounding there, but it's 4th down and 20. And guys, we've talked a lot about Joe Wade here today, the offensive coordinator for LaSalle. Some brilliant play call design. The defense, John Steinmetz led defense. It's been unbelievable here today against St. Joe's Prep. Can they stop them one more time? 4th down, 20 yards to go, 50 seconds left in the ball game. St. Joe's Prep at their own 10. They need the 30 as Samaj Jones scans, steps up, throws it down the field. It's intercepted by Ryan Moore. Moore's just going to slide down at the 31, and LaSalle has done it. The first win against St. Joe's Prep since 2015, the Philadelphia Catholic League championship game ends the 32-game win streak for the Hawks in Catholic League play. Nothing but a knee or 2 separates that result now.
As a sea of white heads to the exits to our right, and just what a total effort from LaSalle today. Now let's not short Samaj Jones. Sophomore quarterback played a heck of a game, but the LaSalle defense combined with their run game today has really it's been too much for this Prep offense.
Will, I just want to point out what a great game by Ryan Moore, Sam Brown, Paterzo. The offense entirely, they executed against this St. Joe's defense. Oh my goodness, what a game we had here today. This LaSalle defense showing up when it matters most, and you see these LaSalle players celebrating on the sidelines, finally ending their losing streak against St. Joe's.
The 37th win for the Explorers in the history of this rivalry, and this one's a pretty sweet one, Bob and Ray.
Paterzo took the knee. That was all that was needed. LaSalle College High School wins the football game 28-21 against St. Joe's Prep. It's a huge regular season win. LaSalle assumes first position in the Philadelphia Catholic League, and all eyes have to turn to November now, the second weekend in November, which is the Catholic League Championship. There are other foes to deal with across the Catholic League, but if we would be so fortunate to see another matchup like this again. The hype would be real. LaSalle in front of a capacity crowd, at least on this side of Franklin Field, where they have allowed folks to sit right below us here in the press box. A capacity crowd saw a classic here today. We saw some plays that we've never seen in high school football, some formations that were extremely complex on the LaSalle side. Saw some good decision making from Samaj Jones on the St. Joe's Prep side, but we saw a pass rush from LaSalle that got in his grill. We saw a defensive secondary from LaSalle that made life difficult on Samaj Jones and forced more of those passes to be closer to the line of scrimmage. And St. Joe's Prep, they're going to learn a ton from this game. But if you look to that sideline where the folks in the gold helmets and the white tops now run towards the band, there's a lot of joy on that side of the field today.
I have to admit, Bob, this was a very hard-fought victory by LaSalle, and I want to give all the compliments, all the just praise to St. Joe's too. They played a very hard-fought game. After going down by 2 scores, they come back in the 4th. They make it a game. Samaj Jones, I think this will be a great learning experience for him as a quarterback, and I think that he's going to want a little revenge against LaSalle in November, as you said.
And now we're going to turn it over to the LaSalle Pep Band for the alma mater. An absolute pleasure to be your company this afternoon. My name is Bob Long. Alongside me, Will Ryan, LaSalle class of 2023. Ray Gomez, class of 2022 at LaSalle. They're my analysts here today. Of course, missing Rob Stott and Tyler Kern, who are listening at home. Can't wait to have you guys next week. Can't wait to get back to the video broadcast that we know and love here on Bob Long Sports. We'll be back to that next Saturday, 1 o'clock p.m. as LaSalle hosts Roman Catholic. And there's a buzz around University City here today, and it's because the LaSalle Explorers have ended a 32-game Catholic League winning streak for St. Joe's Prep. The first since the days of Nick Ranella and Chris Ferguson and that 2015 LaSalle team that upended St. Joe's Prep in the 2015 Catholic League championship game. But it's a new day here in the Catholic League. Samaj Jones, the sophomore quarterback, and Alan Paterzo, the senior quarterback for LaSalle. They both put a show on here today, as did these opposing defenses. This one went to the very wire. Keenan Nelson keeping this interesting to the final horn as he got through and blocked that kick that would have put LaSalle up 2 possessions, gave St. Joe's one more chance. This is a classic, folks, and we appreciate you being with us for it. For my esteemed co-hosts, Will Ryan, Ray Gomez. My name is Bob Long, saying so long here from University City, Philadelphia, Franklin Field, a historical venue, and today a classic ball game. See everybody next week. Once again, your final, LaSalle 28, St. Joe's 21. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, folks, and we'll be in touch real soon.